feel like I need to change it up like once every 3 months, so it doesn't get stale. Ooh, all right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm off my meds, and with me this week I have the usual suspects, James Lopez and Eric. That's right, still no last name for Eric. Fuck you.
Dang, got him.
That's how I like to see it.
And that's I like to see it. All right, so this week we're celebrating fucking 2 years of doing this podcast by doing the same thing that we did for the very first podcast. And we're starting off the Oscar seasons by reviewing the first 5 Oscar, or what we consider to be the first 5 Best Picture nominations. So a quick rundown on what we did. After last week's podcast, we got together and we looked at all 10 of the films and we decided which ones we would watch week 1 and which ones we would watch week 2 based on their availability and what we thought the themes would be, so that it wasn't a straight downer for one whole week. And we knocked it out of the park. I think we fucking killed it week 1.
First week, 100% we killed it.
I don't have any faith in week 2. I think week 2 is going to fucking crumble. Under the weight.
I mean, but like 2 of the movies specifically, like Power of the Dog and Nightmare Alley, we had zero idea on what they could possibly even be about.
Yeah, but we rolled those dice and fucking hit it, though.
Because I didn't even see trailers. Like, I've only seen, so Nightmare Alley, I've seen, like, the cover, like,
Yeah.
But the Power of the Dog, I didn't know who was in it. The only reason I actually even knew who was in it at all was because Cumberbatch got nominated. But outside of that, I was like, I have no idea who's in this movie, what this movie's about.
The only reason I knew what Power of Dog was kind of about was because Sam Elliott shit all over it in a Mark Maron interview. He said,
but he's been in like great Western, so I get it. Even though,
but how are you gonna fucking be like, this isn't a real representation of the old American West, bitch? You weren't there.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He has a long lineage of it, dude.
A lot.
Yeah, but you can ranch my fucking balls into your mouth.
Yeah. But I don't really watch too many Westerns. So like even this, I wasn't like, oh, this is a Western. Like it was just like, all right.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're about one movie ahead of our reviews.
All right.
So our order of operations were this week we watched Dune, Power of Dog, Nightmare Alley, West Side Story, and Don't Look Up. And you all, whoever's listening to this, in 200 years when we become famous and someone's listening to the podcast from episode 1 on, you need to watch these movies in this order so that you can truly understand the way that we feel about all these movies.
And you really only need 2 streaming services.
Yeah. Probably in the future there's only going to be one anyways.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to murder somebody for their copy of Power of Dog or some shit.
Apple and Google are just going to merge and with Amazon. It's going to just be the overlord.
Gapple's on in full effect.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to start talking about Dune first. We're going to try to keep it together as if we only had 30 minutes to get food and talk about the movie and then go back in. So we're really getting into the mindset of watching these in Marcus theaters with our feet kicked up. Old women in the background talking about Dune doesn't really have a story. So the plot summary for Dune is a mythic and emotionally charged hero's journey. Dune tells the story of Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man born into great destiny beyond his understanding, who must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. So, we're going to do quick 1-minute reviews. Or for this one, do we even need to do the 1-minute review? We could just kind of talk about it for a couple minutes. You can go ahead, click the video and the thumbnail and the thing up to the top.
All right, this fucking guy.
That for our full review of Dune. That'll be the first time we've ever done that, linked into an old review. We should have done that when we re-reviewed 1917.
Probably should have.
But you can watch our full review of Dune by clicking the link in the top right.
We also got a short if you don't even want to watch the full review.
Did we do a short of Dune too?
Yeah.
Holy shit. We got so many reviews of Dune going on right
Revolutionary.
now.
There might also be another link.
Yeah. Dune's fucking rad. I don't know. Watching it again.
Better the second time.
I also think
dude,
it's better the second time. It fucking moves the second time.
Yeah, like, go ahead, Eric.
I think it's shittier the second time only because I don't have a big ass screen.
Bro.
I don't have a big ass Dolby. I don't have a 80-inch goddamn thing.
I think the story's better the second time though.
The story is
the story
better.
is good, but the visuals, I was like, man, what the fuck?
Of course, it's not as good as a fucking 100-inch screen.
I upgraded my sound system to a 5.1 Dolby Atmos surround sound system.
So you were.
This movie is so dude. When the throat singing happened, it was legit tickling the hairs on the back of my ears, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is filmmaking." It was awesome.
Because I couldn't get Zendaya baited, I was good. Like I got to I felt that I was watching the movie through a better eye because I wasn't waiting for stuff. I was just watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, why is Zendaya even in this movie?
I mean, the whole time we're like, where's Zendaya? When he getting this blue-eyed girl?
Yeah, when he getting in that blue-eyed girl. When's he about to get euphoric up in this bitch? Yeah, the movie is just fucking cool, man. There's so much cool shit happening in this entire movie.
I'm definitely more excited for the second one now than I was after watching it the first time.
Yeah, the first time you watch this movie, your balls are huge and blue. They're just giving you the bluest and
way
nuts.
too fucking blue.
Yeah, which
it's
sucks.
because of all the spice in our balls, dude. It's
blue. Yeah, I don't know. Go watch our review. Oh, I guess it'll be interesting to compare the way that we're talking about it here and the way that we talked about it there. But yeah, good movie. Good movie to start with.
Visually stunning.
Stunning, dude. It's so beautiful.
I still remember the part where like all the rockets come down from like the ship, and it's like a bunch of fireworks like all coming down in the thing.
And then they had like the slow rockets penetrating the shield.
They like drill into the shit.
Oh man, so cool.
Fuck.
Hey,
so cool.
Low key though, those like emperor dudes, like something with a S, C something, whatever they're called, the emperors like guards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wish we would have had more like scenes where it was like Josh Brolin and Jason Momoa fighting them, because like one-on-one they would have messed them up, dude. I hate it because as I was watching, I was like, dude, one-on-one nobody could take either of these dudes.
No, I mean it's so funny.
Jason Momoa really killed like 10 people at the end there.
Yeah, and
he was like
he pulled the goddamn blade out of his chest and started.
And it's crazy because the way they talk about those guys, like, oh yeah, they're this, they're that, and the other, and it's like, dude, it took like 10 of yous and he hadn't slept in like 3 days.
Yeah, and all you can do is I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but we only saw one of those dudes die.
I need more Josh Brolin because
that's true.
Lucky for you, in the second movie, we're gonna get a lot more Josh Brolin because
love it.
I wish, man.
But is that confirmed?
Yeah, it's in the
He's
book.
In the cast?
It's just in the book. In the latter half of the book, he's there.
Oh, okay.
And this is only the first half of the Dune book.
There's only one Dune book?
There's 7, but I think there's only 3 Dune books written by Frank Herbert. So like that's the dude who made the world, and all the rest are written by his son and somebody else.
Okay.
So like, yeah, he only made the first half, I want to say.
Yeah, I think this is like a part 1 of 2 of like the first one. It seems like,
but Josh Brolin is in the book. His character survives that initial battle. But Duncan Idaho does not survive. That dude is dead.
But he's in there just to show, like, okay, like, because the thing early on in the movie too, real quick, is like they're like, oh, their warriors are tough because they're trained by these 2 guys.
Right. These are like the 2 dudes.
So it should show you like Momoa had to kind of go out like that though. It needed to be the best, fighters that they have to offer.
I mean, it's only because Timothy Charlotte, man, I saw it in the dream, dude. He's like, I saw you die.
Dude, when you watch it the second time, you realize how like off a lot of his fucking dreams are, though.
Yeah, the only dream that seems to come true for him is the one where his fucking best friend dies. And that's it. Everything else is like kind of true. There's just a little bit of truth sprinkled here and there.
Yeah. But that's only
Go ahead.
Well, it's like a metaphor, right? Because he sees himself die, being killed by the warrior he bested at the end. But really, like the shit's like saying like, when you kill someone, you also kill a part of yourself, which is why you saw himself die.
See, I was looking at it as like
that, but I love that.
Yeah,
that's very.
I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna tip my 10th grade English teacher hat to you, sir, because I did not see it like that. But that is pretty cool.
That's like literally as he's saying it, or as he's like trying to hype himself up to kill a dude. He's like, "You gotta watch yourself die to kill someone."
Does he say that? What a fucking cheesy ass line. What a corny line.
So I took it as like, okay, these are things that could happen, like if he doesn't make changes. But because he couldn't control what Jason Momoa's character was gonna do, like it played out the same. Like in all the other events, he has like an actual say in them, so that's why things are changing.
Yeah, I took it as like the spice is letting him, like a Doctor Strange thing where it's letting him see a bunch of different possible realities, and then he just is kind of making his own reality happen based on like, oh, well, I saw in this other reality that this guy's going to stab me in the fucking throat, so I'll put my hand here to block my throat.
Because yeah, if he goes like, I feel like it's like if I don't make changes based on like the prophecy, I'm getting got.
Right. Yep. That's how I took it. But I mean, Eric sounds like he actually listened to the movie instead of going, fight, kill him.
Yeah, I'm over here just like, hey man, they couldn't have taken them if they were ready.
Yeah.
They did bitch moves.
Okay, let's dive into our favorite parts. I'll go first. My favorite part of this movie is the overall world building, the setup, the special effects. The special effects, other than the one scene where you fucking see his
They
face.
still didn't fix that, huh? For the home release.
I thought that it was gonna be fixed for the HBO release, and they didn't fix it. I was like, damn, y'all are some lazy hoes.
Nah.
And that movie came off and went back on there too, which is funny.
They could have fucking
patched it.
Yeah, Dune V2.6 or some shit and just patched the face. Nothing.
They said we spent enough money.
Timmy Shal just didn't want to come back to fucking shoot that scene.
No.
Dude, he's doing so many movies.
Yeah. Eric, what was your favorite part of Dune?
I really like the music and the sound the whole fucking time, dude. The mood it puts you in, it's too good.
James?
You know what? Watching the second time, the thing I really liked was Timothée Chalamet. Like honestly, the with all his people that he's clearly like over it because he's like a prince or whatever.
Right.
But like the relationships he has with those people and like the love he shows for them, I was like, oh wow, this is actually like interesting. Like that's why like it makes you really like the House of Atreides, and it makes you think like, oh, that makes sense why the Emperor wants to get rid of them because their like subordinates truly love them.
Yeah, because they're just rad dudes.
Yeah, they're cool dudes that treat people with respect, and they're still like have a great army and everything.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Like you see, even like when he sees like the generals and stuff, like how like hype he is to see them and how much like love they have. Even the guy that did a bad job and he almost got killed by that fly thing.
Yeah.
He was like, "Sir, I'll resign right away." He was like, "No, you won't."
Bitch, what good is that gonna do me? Now I don't got a dude that goes. Yeah, that's super cool, and they kind of spell it out a little bit more in the book. They're like, no, the House Atreides love everybody as if they were their brothers and sisters type shit. Like they are. If you're a subordinate, they're all in. They'll give their fucking lives for you, the man begging on the street, which is wild.
And it makes sense too, like because like they're not married, like the husband and wife. Well, not husband and wife, but the king and queen, I guess you could say.
Jessica and Leto. Yep.
Yeah, because
there's
like
a concubine.
Yeah, she's a whore.
But like in so many things, like, oh no, like you can't be royalty unless you're this or that. And like I feel like, nah, if you're fucking a bad bitch or you're a bad dude, you can be whatever you want to be in this world.
Yeah. But yeah, the parallel that you see between the dad and the son is super fucking cool. Because you're like, oh, this dude's just gonna be a good leader, even though he just wants to be like some random guy.
I mean, because they say it in the trailer, so it's like, oh, so when it comes up, it's not as big. But like when you watch it and you watch it again, you're like, he truly does believe. He's like, yeah, you could just be my son. Like you don't have to be, and I mean, this.
Oscar Isaac's acting, it's just like
he's so good, dude. I love
more, dude.
It's like
Oscar Isaac might be like a top 5 like actor like for me.
I just want him to be my dad for a day. I want him to look at me and be like, dude, bro, I'm proud of you, man. It doesn't matter what you do, and I'll be like, oh,
all I ever
need
you to be is my son.
Yeah.
Wait, he voiced Miguel O'Hara in Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's gonna be Spider-Man 2099 in the new one too.
I'm excited for him in Moon Knight too.
dude, I think he's gonna act the fuck out of Moon Knight. Oh my
Yeah.
god, he's gonna be so good. Have you ever read any of the books?
No, like I know the gist of like what Moon Knight is, but I've never dove into it.
So the series that I own, the only run of Moon Knight is the one that they're
Mhm.
adapting into the show.
And I've seen it because I've seen some like stills. I haven't watched the trailers, but I've seen some stills of the suit, and like I've seen the like I remember seeing your comics.
The Mr. Knight character is such a badass, and I'm
Mhm.
so excited for this show. Oh man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah. All right, least favorite parts. James, go.
I feel like just me thinking it was gonna be a full complete story, and it wasn't. But that's my problem.
Eric?
Rebecca Ferguson, like the mom, just breaking down every 10 minutes. I was like, damn.
Which is not her character in the book. I had a conversation with Courtney, who is our resident Dune expert, and she
You
said
did it.
Jessica in the book is not like that at all. She's like a 100% total bad bitch the whole book.
That's what I figured she would be, but like she every 10 minutes.
I mean, based on the interaction of her other people, like you would think so.
Right.
And then she's like,
Yeah, but she's panicking.
"What up, King?"
And we only see a small portion of her being a badass, really.
Yeah. And so I'm reading through the book very slowly. I'm going like 10 pages every 6 months, very slowly. But of the 30 pages I've read, she shows remorse for what's happening, but it's never like, and Jessica wept. It's always like Jessica's monologue, and she's like whispering to herself, and she's like, forgive me for what I'm doing to my son. Like, it sucks that Paul has to go through this as I've gone through it. But it's never like, oh my God.
I was like, at first,
It'll give me
I
strength.
don't think I realized
What are you
it in the
doing?
first time, but like this time around, I was like, wow, she's really just breaking down left and
Yeah,
right.
that first scene outside the door, she's really losing her mind.
Dude, yeah, she's like, she definitely does lose it all over the place. But then you have scenes where, when she's hiring a new house person, and she's stone fucking cold.
Yeah.
This woman like could stab you in the fucking face, and she's just like, nope, hold on, wait a minute, give her a second. Let's wait before we stab this other woman in the face. And then like if Paul stubs his toe, she's like,
Maybe.
I think my least favorite part was also just the blue ballness. Just like, damn, this is incomplete as fuck. Like, why didn't these movies just come out one after another? I needed them in 2020 or in 2021 and then 2022. I needed them bam bam
When's Dune Part 2 gonna come out?
next year.
If I knew the whole thing was gonna be like, oh, okay, it's just about them, the House of Atreides kind of falling, I'd be like, oh, okay. But like, I was expecting there to be more like resolution, and there just wasn't.
And it ends on a big fucking letdown. It's just a wet fart. That's the end of the movie. But that's like my least favorite part. That's like it. I don't think anything else. The acting is god tier. The
I mean, the
design
cast
of
in this
world,
too is fantastic.
it's ridiculous, dude. This might be 2022 might be the year of the stellar casts. Because I feel like even the weird movies we've seen this week, stellar fucking cast. Just casts that are blowing your back out.
I mean, the next movie, I have something to say about one of the people that are cast.
We'll get there, yeah. Really quick in the comments, A Medina 1994 says, my favorite part was the creepy nun people. Witch people? I don't know what they are. They are witch people.
The
Bene
witches, yeah.
They are literally called witches, the Bene Gesserit. They are pretty badass, though. I forgot how quickly she pulls that fucking poisonous shit out on Paul.
Dude, it's out before he even stands up.
Yeah. And she's like, move and you'll die. And he goes,
Yeah.
fuck, bro. All right, I guess I'm not moving.
What do you think that box felt like?
So they describe it in the book. It's supposed to be, it's almost likened to like the feeling of when your hand falls asleep. And it's like needles. And they describe it as needles covering every inch of your hand. And it's hot. So it's like, and that's like the sensation that Paul describes it as. But largely it's like, it's bringing out all your inner pain and focusing it on your hand. And it feels like your hand is being just destroyed. Like it feels, the way that Paul describes it is he's like, when I pull my hand out of this box, that shit is going to be mangled. It's just going to be wrecked. And then he pulls it out and it's okay. And then he's like, oh, thank God, my jerkin hand. Like, he's like, oh, Lord. But yeah, so it's like H.P. Lovecraft monsters, where it's like, oh, it's so undescribable it'll drive someone crazy because they just didn't know how to describe it. So he's just like, it's hot and it makes my hand tingle, and that's it.
I think it's one of
Okay.
those things too, where it's like, it's easier for us to just infer, like,
It is, yeah, and it gives you like you imagining the pain is so much better than them going like it hurt bad.
I mean, his face was telling it all, dude.
Timothy Chalamet is a fucking top tier actor.
great, yeah.
He's so
Dude,
good.
honestly, if he's in movies, they're getting nominated for Best Picture.
100%.
He's in two.
Yeah.
Him
Picture,
and
yeah.
Perlman.
A. Medina, 1994, also said that her least favorite part was the worms. I loved the worms.
I mean, the way they
Dude,
look like close up,
Chalet
though.
Hadoud.
Yeah.
Whatever. they-
I'm glad you remember because I don't know. All of those words, I'm like, yeah, worm. Guys,
Yeah.
come on. You're on Atreides' planet now. Speak Atreides.
Those little like mouthpieces.
Wait, what?
The little nose pieces, do you
Oh.
mean?
Is that it? No. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. It just looks weird. I don't like
You're
it.
talking about in the worm?
Yeah.
The hair.
Oh,
the hairs on the worm.
Yeah.
The
Whatever it
mouthpieces.
is. I don't know what those things are, but I
I
don't
think those
like
are
them.
teeth.
Yeah, their
'Cause
teeth.
that's where they get their little blade from.
Their teeth, like
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
they're like whales' teeth, though, aren't they? Where they look like it's brushes.
But it's like hard shit.
Yeah.
I feel like they need hard teeth for. They could swallow
wait,
anything.
wait, whales' teeth are hard?
I think, aren't they?
I thought they were just brushes.
I thought the worm's teeth were just brushes.
I feel like they
I
could
don't know.
turn it into it though. Like,
Are whale teeth hard? Dude, watching it again, I was like, "Fuck! I wish I was Tibetan so I could learn how to throw sacred." However, a whale's teeth look very different than human or even dog teeth for that matter. Most toothed whales have cone-shaped teeth. A toothed whale also has its teeth very differently than most other mammals. Usually the whale doesn't use its teeth to chew. Instead, it often eats its food whole. Some toothed whales, like the narwhal, only have a single tooth.
So they're just brushes, dude.
Toothed whales with very few teeth often eat squid, which they can suck down whole without any chewing at all. No, these bitches can chew. They just look like brushes. I'm sure if we looked it up, the designers for Dune were like, well, we designed it based off whale teeth.
I mean, it's just saying whales they can, they just don't need to, so they just swallow
They
it
just
whole.
don't.
Yeah, those gluttonous bastards. Okay, let's go through the cinema score then. Would we rent it? No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically? I did.
I think
No.
so.
I bought that steel. Oh no, I went in the day after the last steel book sold out, and I got real sad. I was like, "Fuck!" Now I had to buy this movie again.
Verbal.
Would you buy it digitally? No.
No.
Nope.
Would you buy it would you buy it in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu?
Nah.
No.
Would you put the sound in the background while people are over? Yes.
Yeah,
For the
because no
wow,
matter
wow,
what
wow.
you watch it at, no matter what time, you're not gonna get resolution.
Nope. Yeah,
Oh.
you're gonna catch a chub and it's gonna stay that way for the next 2 hours. Would we recommend it? 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This movie's a bop.
It was really funny. We were about halfway through, so I was watching it. Alex was passively watching it. And we get to the part where Duncan dies, and she goes, "Oh, you only have like 20 minutes left in this movie, right?" I was like, 20 minutes? Yeah, okay. You can see that in 30 fucking minutes, maybe. And then I pressed up, and there was like 55 minutes left, and I was like, "Yeah, 20 minutes, my ass."
Yeah. 20 minutes plus 30.
Yeah. All right, ratings. Anybody got anything good? Okay.
Nah, I don't got nothing good.
All right, I got one then.
Go
I'm
ahead.
giving it 9 drinking my own piss to sustain my water levels out of 10.
I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10. Give me the water.
I want your blood. We're going to harvest your blood.
Solid 8 out of 10.
Wow, I'm interested to see if your guys' numbers moved up or down or not. I'm
think
assuming I
mine
gave it a
moved
9.
up.
You think it moved up?
I think I probably gave it an 8. Now
I
it's
think I probably
8.5.
also gave it an 8.
I think I gave it a 9. If I didn't give it a 9, I stole from this movie.
So
Took
real
it.
quick though,
Yes.
before we move on to the next one,
Go ahead.
do you think it should be nominated?
I love that, and I'm also gonna ask a follow-up question after this. I think this deserves to be nominated. Yeah, I think
I also do.
everything about this movie is Best Picture worthy, and I think we're getting to the point where blockbusters are being recognized for the filmmaking that they truly are. Because this is like
This was the movie of the year, dude. This is like
this is what
cinema is back.
Yeah, it saved cinema. Without this movie, we wouldn't be watching movies right now, hands down.
I think like if you take out the visual effects, it's still a great movie. That's why it should be nominated.
Yeah,
like because a lot of
the story,
blockbusters
the
are
world
like that.
building, and the story, excellent.
Yeah,
And then the visual effects is just the cherry on top.
yeah, like because you like a lot of times like oh it's just a big spectacle, but it's like even without the spectacle, like it's still a fantastic movie.
Yeah, this is no brain dead movie. Because the whole time you're watching it, you're like, I gotta figure this out. Is he the Shala Mahmoud or whatever the fuck they call him?
Yeah. And then
are we ever
and you
gonna
gotta figure
see-
out like stuff within the houses too. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, like you don't even
And I
know
love-
that the Harkonnens and the Atreides are
Yeah.
related until Harkonnen calls him a cousin, and you're like, oh fuck, these two are related too. What kind of Game of Thrones shit is this?
It's always Game of Thrones, man.
It really is. Go
I
ahead.
love how old it is, like the feudal system and like how they obey the emperor, but I also love how new it is with all the technology and shit.
Yeah.
But also, it's like they don't have computers anymore because like a fucking thing happened, and like now they have to use these weird dudes that are all hyped up on spice to do calculations and shit. Oh man, the world building is just
Dude, Spice is powerful.
so.
The little VHS tapes that Timothy had to watch.
They did. It was so funny. They're like after school special things about. He does know how to hop around the desert. Ooh. Mom, follow me. Okay, so we're good on Dune. Oh, my follow-up question. Where does this rank in the pantheon of the 2022 Oscars? Where is this the number one Oscar movie so far? I would also rank it number one.
As of right now, I don't think it wins Best Picture.
No, not what I asked.
He's not what they asked, James.
So then it can't be number one.
Out of the
But
movies,
we've only seen one.
Out of the movies
Exactly,
we've
so it's
reviewed,
only one.
Yeah, so it has to be number one.
It's one number two.
Yeah, apparently. Right, everything is tentative up until this point. Wait, we'll get to it at the end then, because you're blowing my fucking mind. You can't use movies that you're gonna see next week though in that comparison. We're in a bubble. We're only comparing the 5 movies we've seen
already.
Right, you can't do that.
Okay. We're only comparing 5 of 5.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll say 3.
No, it has to be number one. We haven't. It has to be.
I'll say okay. I gotta move around 1 to 2.
Right,
And
so
also,
let's get to Power of Dog. If you're like, no, Power of Dog was art, then you can say Power of Dog is number one. But like at the very end, on week 3, the week of the Oscars, we're gonna talk about what deserves to win Best Picture.
okay.
Yeah, but we're just ranking it. It's just some friendly palling around ranking movies. We're not
All right.
talking about.
Alex said
like,
me and Eric sound like robots real quick though.
James and Eric sound like robots. Like what kind of robots? Can you want to?
Do I sound like a robot?
Rubit?
I'm a robot.
Does it sound really bad?
Power of the dog?
Or is it just her?
I'm not hearing it now.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It might have been an internet thing.
We don't get paid to do this, so fuck it.
Yeah.
It's
Go back and voice over it.
yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll try to read your guys' lips.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, no, you'll hear it robot-y though.
Yeah, that's true. Is it Power of Dog or Power of the Dog?
Power of the dog.
Power of the Dog. All right, boys. Do I bother introing it again, or do we just dive on in? No,
Just dive on
yeah,
in,
because I'm
man.
not gonna cut it. I think I'm just gonna post it all as one again.
Works for me.
Power of the Dog synopsis. synopsis. It's just James now. Well, James said he doesn't hear it, so we're okay. Hopefully it's okay on the recording, because if it's not,
That's all that matters.
we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if it.
I mean, does it sound bad to you? You gotta talk so that you can hear your own
1,
voice.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Power of the dog. Power of the dog. Power of the dog. Power of the dog.
I'm waiting for
My
James
name
to be like,
is
"Oh, no."
Benedict Cumberbatch. And I like dudes.
Oh, hey, spoilers! Come on. A domineering rant. All right, so this is Power of the Dog. We're moving on to our second movie that we chose very strategically based on zero knowledge. The Power of the Dog. The synopsis for Power of the Dog is: a domineering rancher responds with mocking cruelty when his brother brings home a new wife and her son, until the unexpected comes to pass. Fucking stellar synopsis, dude. Holy shit.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Holy
that
fuck,
is
yeah,
it.
that's really good.
It is really good. It's the perfect amount of like, I need to go into this shit
Oh.
blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick, $40 million budget, brought in $388,000 because it's a Netflix movie. So I guess that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it just released enough to get nominated.
Right.
I mean, look, it literally had, 10 people review it on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, really?
No, it had 331 critics and then fewer than 50 verified ratings for the audience.
Man, fuck the audience. So what were those scores?
94% and 79%, respectively.
Nice. Directed and written by Jane Campion, by the way. I'm not going to go through everything, just the important things. Cinematography is Ari Wegner. Edited by Peter Skibaris, and music by Johnny Greenwood. Is it nominated for all those?
Best director,
And then it's got fucking
screenplay.
actress in a leading role, actor in a leading role, actor in a supporting role twice. And then,
Wow.
actress in a supporting role, because there's no leading actress. So it's nominated twice in supporting for male, once in supporting for female, and once in leading role. And the Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons are engaged, and they're both nominated for Best Supporting Actor here, which is wild.
Wait, they're engaged?
Yeah,
In real life, yeah.
which is
What
so
the fuck?
cool.
It was
I
a
never
lot
knew
quicker
that.
in real life. They've been engaged for a while in real life.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Dude, the nominations for this are crazy, dude.
I
Film
had no
editing,
clue.
cinematography,
I mean, we're in it now. So we
screenplay,
did all the
original
things.
screenplay.
This movie is some high art. It is. It's a lot.
It's a little too high art for me, man. I don't know.
So I watched this with Jack because I was talking to him about us doing these, and he was like, "Well, the only movie I haven't seen is Power of Dog," and he was like, "Set up a screen. We'll watch it together." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay, we'll just watch this movie together." If I didn't watch this movie with somebody else, I would have been like, "Fucking sucks, shitty movie." Watching it with someone else made this movie so much better.
So nothing happens.
Not true. There's a lot that happens.
I mean,
This is
something does happen.
This is the Dark Souls of movies. You gotta read the weapon descriptions and shit to get the full details on what's going on here.
Yeah, in the end, you're like, oh wow, crazy. But as you're watching, you're like, nothing is happening.
What are you talking about, dude?
No, it's just
Kristen Dunst's character's getting insane.
Kirsten. Pronounce her name
Yeah,
correctly.
Kirsten Dunst
It's
is an alcoholic in here,
Kirsten.
but all she does is booze.
Oh, I
What's
thought
your
it was
point?
Kristen.
No, it's
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Dude,
Kirsten.
the Mary Jane Watson, dude.
Yeah,
Get it
the
right.
nipples showing in the rain, Watson.
Yeah.
This movie is just, it's a lot. It's a lot, but
Dude,
it's
the
a
whole
little.
time? Yeah, the whole time I'm like, damn, better.
That's a good description, dude.
Dude, he was such a difficult character to get behind, right up until the very bitter end. And we're gonna keep, I guess, spoilers for the last 2 minutes of this review. He sucks.
I still didn't get behind him. He's just
I
still
still
a dick.
didn't, dude.
I ended up getting behind him, and there's a couple.
He had
reasons why.
ulterior motives, dude.
I
know.
always think
I don't think he did. I truly don't think he did. I think what it was, fuck it. It's Oscar season.
No, this is all spoilers. Yeah.
This shit's on Netflix.
This shit is on Netflix.
I think the only time he came around was when what's his name? Jesse Plemons' kid.
Step kid, but yeah.
Yeah, Peter.
Step kid.
He ain't making no
Is when he's like, hey man, I got some shit for you. You can use that.
No.
And then
but, like,
and that when he said, you know, boy, from now on, you're gonna be all right. I think it's the only time.
No, but like he's making the rope for him. Like that's why
he
he
was losing that to lure him in,
no,
dude.
The issue is that he's sexually frustrated because he's a gay man in the 20s, bro. He could never stroll about town looking for dick. You know what I mean? Like he will forever be chastised if anybody finds out that he's gay. And
his man's died.
And his man's died, bro. He got tuberculosis or some shit and died. And that was the only dick he's ever had, but he dicked him down good. Okay?
Yeah.
You showed him how to dick.
He gave him the old BH, if you know what I mean.
So, like,
the big hog.
It's hard to get behind him because even the first scene where he's like, takes him on his wing to make fun of his blue jeans, he's like, all right, man, come over here. I'll make you rope. I'm going to show you all this. That's the first time where you're like, oh, but because of his character so far, we're like, what is he up to?
I was like, what's he up to there?
Right. But that just goes to show you that, like we don't know what's going on in this dude's life. We have no idea what's going on in his head right now. You know? Go ahead.
He was going to kill him.
Who?
I thought he was going to be his lover.
Benedict Cumberbatch, I thought he was going to kill Peter because he's like, oh, he knows my secret. We got to take him, to the trails where, old Lewis Clark was, and I'm going to kill him there. That's what I thought was going to happen.
And I think that's where you're supposed to, like, that's what the director and the writer wanted you to go, right? You wanted him because you saw the way that this guy was just completely shitting all over Kirsten Dunst's character, and you're supposed to assume, like, oh no, this dude's a worthless piece of shit. He's absolutely going to try to kill this guy. But this guy's a man of Yale. Like, he is educated, and he is like...
I thought that was necking. I thought they were making fun of him.
No. But no. Like, that's the... Like, when... His brother's a fucking idiot. He's just a nice guy, right? Jesse Plemons' character...
Little George.
Yeah. He's like...
That's so...
He's basically a simpleton, right? And
because, like, he only got into school because they have money. Like, they know the governor, for crying out loud.
Well, you're talking about George only got into school because he had money, or...
Yeah, George, because he's like, you idiot, you failed out of school and stuff like this. Yeah, the only reason he even had an education is because they have money. Like, they're hanging out.
Cumberbatch's character is intelligent. He's a smart
that's
dude.
Why yeah. But Cumberbatch also, he finds people's weak spots and then he hammers at them.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a good man, but like, he's intelligent and he's frustrated, right? Because his way of life isn't accepted. So
that's why he doesn't like the Peter at first, because he's like, Peter seems like he's gay, so he doesn't he makes fun of it because of his
right. But I also think the reason that he's kind of picking on what is Kirsten Dunst's character, so that I can stop calling her Kirsten Rose. I think the reason that he's attacking Rose is because he's mad that George is able to have a lover. And he's not. Yeah. So like all of it stems back to the fact that he's gay.
To his own problems.
Right. And I mean, it's
it's all jealousy.
Yeah, but it's like the kid who bullies people is bullied at home, right? So like the reason he's bullying Peter's character is because he was like, he would have been bullied, right? And like he doesn't want anybody thinking he's a Nancy boy, so he's got to make fun of this other Nancy boy. But then he starts to go ahead.
With Peter is like, because Peter's openly Peter. And
he does
and
not
the fact that Peter's allowed to like, make flowers and not be a manly man. Like Phil has to more or less be as manly rancher as he can, so people won't think that he's gay.
Right.
Like, even though that's why I think that's why he like. Yeah, that's why he hates Peter too. Like, even so, like, he does so many things where it's like he wouldn't even go into the lake with the other guys nude or whatever, because like everything he does is to be like, okay, I can't be.
He would have caught a fucking boner so fast.
Yeah,
and those dudes were nude.
And those guys are butt ass naked.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. But yeah, I think it's like once you start to think about things like that, I think his character is much more understandable. But like, we'll never understand that unless one of you guys are like secretly harboring the fact that you're gay, which I don't think you are. Like, we could never empathize with this character. Truly, we could never. But in
today's day and age, it's so much easier to come out than
right. But like,
this man's a rancher.
A rancher in the West in the fucking 20s, bro. Like, we could never imagine that type of difficulty, right? So, like, you know, we and I think the director and the writer do a fantastic job of making us hate this fucking guy. We from the onset go, this guy's a fucking worthless piece of shit.
The whole time, the first like 20 minutes, like, damn, this dude's a dick
all the time, and he's relentlessly a dick. He's like making his brother drink when he doesn't want to drink. He sets the flowers on fire.
Yeah, George is on screen. And you're like, man, I love fucking George.
Yeah, but like, I truly do believe at the end of the film, I was stun locked because I was like, this movie's so weird. What the fuck did I watch? But the more I've thought about it, the more the ending of the movie just made me sad.
I mean, there's so much foreshadowing in this movie.
There's a ton. But like
this movie's interesting on a rewatch.
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it so that I could truly be like, oh my god, yes, this is art. But like after sitting through the other 3 movies that we had to watch, I was like, fuck, Power of Dog is sad as shit. Like, and it plays like it's a happy ending or whatever, but like, is it a happy ending?
It's a tragic ending.
It's tragic as hell.
Because I think too, like, Phil finally, like, you know, accepted everyone, but the issue is Rose was never gonna be happy with Phil there.
No.
Like, because even though like she took whatever he said to heart and it really destroyed her and crushed her, because she is like a good woman. She's just a widower more or less. I don't know whatever happens to. Yeah, he did. He died,
killed himself. He hung himself.
Yeah.
After
the way that guy smiled in the end, I'm like, did he?
The boy? You think his son killed him? Maybe.
He's the one that seen him. He said he's the one that cut him down.
I didn't even think about that.
Shit.
Holy shit.
He's a serial killer.
Damn, and I'm like, you know what? I gave this movie a low score. I'm going to give it a higher score.
Because when you, like, the ending specifically, and it's like, okay, I was like, okay, he's naive. But, like, did he get that disease animal hoping for an opportunity? It's like, he didn't know his mom was going to sell those things, but he knew.
No, so I read speculation online, and people speculated that he got the hide, and essentially what he was going to do was just switch it out for one of the other ones. Like, because he's buddy-buddy with Phil, right? So he would have known which hide Phil was going to use at any given moment. So all he was going to do was just like, whoop, do the old switcheroo, you know?
I didn't know that's how Anthrax was done.
Dude, I didn't either. Me and Jack looked it up. We were fucking becoming goddamn Anthrax specialists. I'm on a list, I guarantee it. But
Anthrax and like rope making, I was like, no idea.
Well, like the anthrax apparently just appears randomly in the wild because it's just an infectious disease, and it comes from the soil. Like it's a ground disease. So like the reason that the cows were getting it is because the grass that they were eating was grown from anthrax infused soil. So like anybody could have gotten it.
Yeah, and that's why they said early on, you're not wearing gloves. He's like, no, like, and then it's like, oh, he doesn't touch diseased animals. Like, bro, I'd be wearing gloves no matter what.
Yeah, anytime somebody's like, oh, the cows are dying from anthrax again, I'm wearing 3 gloves. I'm triple gloving it.
Mr. Three Gloves.
I'm the Mr. Triple Double Glove.
They got me,
dude.
I really think he killed his dad. Like when
Is that really how they castrate bulls?
Bro, I was just gonna bring that up. We saw a bull get castrated.
Dude, it was there. He had a full on grip.
Did he just pop the bitches out, or did he have a knife? I forget.
No, he had a knife. He had the knife, but he grabbed the sack. He pulled that bitch.
No gloves.
No glove. He pulled it taut. It was tight. He could have slapped it and ripped it on its own. And then he dragged the knife from the top of the ball to the bottom of the ball, and then squeezed it out like he was wringing out a rag. And he had the nut in his hand.
How was the bull not fucking fighting them at that point?
I mean, there was 8 dudes holding them down.
There's no way 8 dudes can hold down a bull.
Though, you know? Like, he castrated the bull early, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not a rancher. I don't know.
I'm assuming. Because there's no, like, they had 10 ranchers on the bull, but yeah, I think the bull would have been able to kick out. But you hear it, like, yelling, and then it's so casual.
They could have, like, get some kind of sedation on the bull.
Not in the 20s, dude. No way.
Not in the 20s, dude.
I mean, we don't know. They got natural herbs.
They got anthrax in the ground. Yeah. It was just, and then he walks up and he's like, you ever castrate 100 bulls in a day and cut your hand on the last one? It's like, what the fuck is going on? You're so casual about cutting these balls out of the sack. It's just so weird. And
I mean, the ending of this movie though, like, makes this movie. Like, I'm like, as it ending and it's unraveling, I'm like, wow.
but
You think so?
But
I think so.
the issue with the ending of the movie is it should have ended after we saw him smile. Like, does it end right there? I thought there was like a little bit more. Or am I wrong? No, it does end
I
on the
can't
smile.
remember.
So he's looking at him. They're all happy. He like smiles,
And that's where it ends,
and
right?
then yeah.
But like the bit
because it goes back and forth from him to them perspective twice, I think.
right. Yeah, I think the ending does make this movie. The last 20 minutes of this movie are the best 20 minutes of this movie.
Well, because even when they're setting up where they're like, oh, okay, he's all fancy or whatever,
Mhm.
and it's just like, oh, okay, and they're shaving him like, oh, wow, he's like really getting it together. And then I'm like, oh, he's seeing if I guess he's buying a casket just in case. No.
He's
He
dead.
died, yeah. I mean, I figured he was going to die when his ass was fucking stumbling into the house to try to give old boy the rope or whatever.
I know
And
he was dead already, dude.
I should have realized based on it being in the 20s and stuff, like
There ain't
that
shit.
boy they talk about that man having wounds on his hand multiple times.
Dude, he like cuts his own hand on accident, and then he gets a splinter, but the splinter is apparently the size of a fucking football in his hand.
Once
So
that
weird.
water and that blood and the rope was in there, it didn't dawn on me, like, but I was like, I should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the moment I knew he was dead. I was like, oh, he got anthrax.
So
He's fucked.
So Jack and I were talking about it when the movie was over, and he's like, dude, I didn't realize until just now the raw hide he gave him was the anthrax hide. And I was like,
Yeah.
and this was 20 minutes after the movie was over. He told me this. I was like, where the fuck were you at? He's like, I just thought he was cutting the hide to do like tests on it because, he's like a doctor. He's in doctor school.
Yeah.
Dude's a psychopath.
Yeah, he is. He is psycho. He's Norman Bates up in this bitch. But yeah, I was like, you didn't know that? He's like, it just hit me, and he's like, it just hit me.
I mean, they spell it out, like, just in case you miss it, though. He's like, yeah, the results ain't in yet, but it looks like anthrax. And he's like, he never touched dirty animals.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, why'd they beat me over the head with it though?
Yeah.
Shit for people like Jack, apparently.
I guess, but it didn't even. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, me and him were kind of dogging on this movie throughout, but the storytelling is just so fucking weird. It's so obtuse. We get almost nothing.
Yeah, I think it's just such a weird movie. Like, at first I was like, oh, dude, I like little westerns, And then it was weird, man. I don't know.
Dude, I was
too
down
high
on it
art.
till the end.
It's too high art for me, I think.
Yeah, and that's what it is. This movie is high art. Part 5 though, when part 5 hits, you're like, God damn, this is a movie, huh? Okay.
I do enjoy the last part of it. I
Mhm.
think it's the best.
I think it's one of those movies where it's like the more you watch, the more you see, the
Right.
more you like appreciate it.
But I don't know if I could sit through this movie 6 more times.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such
I
a
would watch
downer.
it one more time, but it's like this is not a movie like so. Normally, when I watch a movie for a second time, it's like it's someone like, "Oh, hey, you want to watch a movie?" It's like, "Oh, hey, have you seen this?" Like this is not a "Hey, have you seen this movie?" and we throw it out.
Hey, have you ever seen Power of the Dog? No. Well, you better buckle in because we're about to watch it.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of explaining on why this movie is good.
No. Just wait until part 5. Okay, don't ask me any questions until part 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you have questions, I'll answer. I would love to do a live commentary of this movie. Like we get together, we're on the Discord, we're watching the movie together, we're eating popcorn, we're trash talking it.
Pulling our pud.
Looking at the strongman magazines. There was some. Oh man, we saw Benedict Cumberbatch's dong. By the way,
I mean, he was far away. He was pretty naked.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, when he was rubbing himself down with the dirt, me and Jack both were like, "That was Dick. We saw Dick. Ben, we saw."
What was
Dick.
that scarf or thing? What was that?
What was
Did
the
I
what?
miss something? What was that little scarf thing he had?
That's
That was-
BH's scarf.
That was BH's scarf. The Bronco Henry. That
Okay.
was his scarf. That's why he was yanking his dick with
They
it.
make sure to zoom in
Yeah,
on
the
that fucking BH, dude. They're
Oh,
like,
because it's like I looked at like I was watching it and then I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I went back and I was like, okay, it's some kind of scarf thing, but I totally missed it. And I was like, because at first I was like, whose scarf is this and why is he yanking to this scarf?
I thought it was Rose's scarf.
I
Yeah.
thought so at first too.
Yeah.
up until they zoomed in on the BH.
See, I
Which
missed
is
it.
weird though, because at that point, don't we know that he's gay? Or no?
It happens around the same time as he's in the little cubbyhole thing where he's seen the magazines and stuff. So like that whole like 10 minutes is like, hey, he's gay.
Yeah, they really bash you over the head with the homosexuality.
Because you don't really know before that.
You could have never known. You would have had to just like randomly throw a dart at a board with like
you just think
traits.
he's this sexist, homophobic, you just
think he's a normal rancher dude, yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy of his time.
Right.
Like that's all you think of it. And then you realize like, oh shit, no, he's not a guy of his time.
He loves
and that's
guys
why he's
of
so
his
upset.
time.
Yeah. And I mean the way he talks about him too, like because also too he says Bronco Henry made them ranchers.
Right.
Because they're not even ranchers before him.
Yeah.
You owe everything to Bronco Henry.
He owed everything.
He taught him how to ride. Maybe in more ways than one.
Taught him how to fuck. Oh, dude.
Taught him to pull the skin.
The scene.
That's why he doesn't need gloves.
The scene where like Peter lights the cigarette and then like puts his up to his lips. I was like, you're a real fucking cocksucker, dude. You're such an asshole. Because he's like leading him on to keep him tying the rope and shit. I'm like, you're a piece of shit. I ended up hating Peter by the end of the movie. I was like,
and the way they would like,
he's a piece of shit too.
They would zoom in on like his crotch area when he's like trying to pull the string taut.
It was so good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
so,
a little uncomfortable right now.
They did it like 3 times, and I was like, that's one hell of a hip thrust.
But I was like, oh, okay. Like if he was trying to show this kid that, like, yeah, I know how to fuck, like that. Yeah, that would make sense that he's like, emphasizing the thrust.
It's obviously, they're playing flirting. Signals to each other.
Peter knew he wanted to fuck, so 100%. Peter started being real sexual with him.
Really quick before we move on to the questions, this is actually based off of a novel that someone wrote about his time growing up as a rancher in 20s Montana.
Oh.
So, like, this is, like, semi-autobiographical because he was in the closet all the way up until his death. So he just wrote this book about some gay rancher, but he was a gay rancher.
I mean, I was just like, man, this is real Brokeback Mountain vibes.
And that's why it got nominated. They're like, fuck, we got it.
Oh, is that what Brokeback Mountain was about?
Gay cowboys? Yeah, Eric. It legitimately is about gay cowboys. And
I didn't know.
I can't quit you. I wish I could quit you.
But they actually have like it's honestly, so since we didn't see like Bronco Henry and Phil, just watch Brokeback Mountain and then infer like, okay, this was their relationship prior to.
Legitimately, yeah, that's actually not the worst.
I felt like it was weird though when I saw Thomasin McKenzie and I was like, oh, okay, she's been doing a lot of good stuff.
Less than
and then she had such a small role.
You're talking about the girl from Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah.
She does, but I love her role. She's fantastic. I think she's such
I love her as an actress, so that's probably one of my things I was like, man, I needed more.
She's like, where's the rabbit?
I was like, okay, she's going to end up with Peter. It's going to be a whole thing or whatever. And then she sees him killing a rabbit, and I was like, nope, that's not.
Dude, oh yeah, that one threw me off too, right before we get into these questions, because we're just going to keep pushing it back. I didn't think we were going to talk this much about this movie. I was like, oh man, fucking Phil's gonna kill this rabbit, bro. He's gonna cause a whole thing. No, Peter's crazy ass is cutting the rabbit open and fucking looking at the insides.
I mean, I was like, okay, I see his point, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
No.
So Jack was like, why the fuck is he cutting that rabbit open like that? I'm like, he's studying to be a doctor. Like, they do it to baby pigs. Why couldn't he do it to a rabbit? He's like, I don't know, man. I was like, yeah. I mean, it's weird.
I mean, it's hard, cause especially in today's standards. Like, there's a number one like sign, like if a kid is killing animals. So like, it's so hard not to take your brain there.
And I mean, it's a good assumption that we all made.
I mean, yeah, because you see in the end, like this motherfucker might have killed 2 people.
He's a killer.
This Ted Bundy looking ass motherfucker over here.
Yeah.
KD ratio is insane.
It's just through the roof.
It is, dude.
He's going 1-for-1 with Anthrax right now, dude. They're battling out for the top spot. All right, guys. Favorite part. James, you go first.
Favorite part would probably be. Let me try to think. I wasn't ready for this.
I'll go if you're not ready. I wrote notes.
I'm not ready.
Eric, are you ready?
I think my favorite part is like when Kirsten Dunst had to play the piano in front, like, because it made me the most uncomfortable. I was like, this poor woman, man. Like, why are you guys doing this to her? And then fucking George got to be like, man, you're so good, dude. Come on, just play something.
So that's one of the scenes. I agree. That is one of my favorite parts too. I wrote like wider things that are like my favorite parts, but that scene, it does so much, right? So it shows you that Jesse Plemons' character is dumb as a box of fucking rocks because he can't.
Yeah.
He's emotionally not intelligent.
Can't read the room, dude.
Well, he can't pick up on social cues at all.
Yeah, and I mean he's just not intelligent in any form or fashion, like whatsoever. And that really proves it to you because everybody talks about how you're not smart, you're just not smart, and then you see him being emotionally just stunted, and it's just like, holy fuck, you suck, bro. You're worse than your fucking brother over here.
Well,
Yeah.
a scene that's cool even too, like where it shows you, like Phil just being a dick, is when she's playing and then he shows her like, I could even do this better than you when he's playing.
Oh yeah. With his
And it's just
banjo.
like, yeah, and it's just like he's like, you are so far inferior than me in every
The
way.
subtitles even say like plays banjo expertly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does. He kills it.
Dude.
I don't put the subtitles on like when I'm like watching movies for the first time.
I tried not to either, but for this movie, the accents were kind of weird, so I turned it on so I could really make sure I was seeing everything.
I have it on by default.
Because like if
just
I
'cause.
was like
Yeah.
in the movies, I wouldn't like be seeing
Having
them.
it, yeah. And I feel like
Yeah.
you miss some face acting when you're reading, which is why I try not to do it.
But like, yeah, it does suck because there are times where I went back because I was like, what the fuck just happened? But like,
Yeah.
you also have that ability, which I probably shouldn't do either because like you wouldn't have that ability. But fuck it, I did.
Fuck you, Netflix. My favorite parts, I loved the set design. I feel like this movie transported me to the 20s. Like, they did such a good job. Costume design was absolutely fucking fantastic, and the acting was just fantastic, dude. You really believed, even though they didn't tell you any of the history, other than like a couple tidbits here and there, the world felt real. These characters felt real. Like, other than Benedict Cumberbatch's accent, which was dog shit, it was just, I hate it. It was, and they explain it away, right? Why he doesn't have a southern twang, because they're not from the West or the South. So like that's why he sounds like Doctor Strange. But like, bro, you're just doing the Doctor Strange thing. You know what I mean?
I don't like too, like they do that in movies where it's like, all right, we're either gonna have accents or we're not. Like, cause like George was not in any accent. Like he wasn't even trying to be in an accent.
But it makes sense because they're from the East.
Yeah,
they're from the East Coast.
I get that.
Yeah.
But it's just like no one really like, and so it's like once I was kind of whatever. Like this is what it is. Like I'm gonna act like this is how they talk, and I'm just gonna move on with my life.
Right.
But it's not strong.
No. James, your favorite part?
I mean, any of the ranching stuff I thought was cool because, like, even though Phil's such a dick, you're like, this dude actually is a good rancher, and I see why people kind of like are behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get why he's like this strong male dick character. But then the whole time you're like, man, because he does something where you're like, okay, I think he's okay, but then he does something where you're like, no, he's a piece of shit. So like, I really like just the way they did about Benedict Cumberbatch's character.
Yeah. Least favorite parts. I'm gonna go first. The storytelling made this movie so hard to follow because it felt like we really crashed in midway to a story, and then we got like the tiniest little bit of backstory sprinkled in, and then that was it. We needed to take the table salt of storytelling and dump that bitch into the fucking meal because this meal was unseasoned as hell.
Yeah. My thing was like some of the pacing, like, and I couldn't tell like how long things were actually going on for.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to like, okay, imply like, okay, what do I think how long it's been? And I'm like, okay, sure, this man, he finally found a woman, so sure, they're married that soon, whatever, okay, whatever.
But like they got married after a day?
Yeah, and it's just like the pacing is like, I'm like, and then it hurts the storytelling because they're like, okay, are these characters acting like this because like, and that's why even with Phil, it's like, okay, I understand like she could be just here for his money because it seems so soon, even though George is clearly the one pushing the relationship.
Yeah.
But without any timestamps, I'm like, I don't know how long any of this is really going on for.
Yeah, it made it so hard to
and
follow,
like the
man.
seasons don't really change or anything, so.
And doesn't
I think
Montana have seasons though?
Yeah, I think it would.
I don't know. It's just weird. Eric?
Just I don't know the story, man. Maybe it's me, but I just couldn't get into it.
I could cut it right now if you want to be real nasty.
Even with the
about it
ending,
now.
you don't think the ending saved it for you?
Nah, I was just like, it's dumb.
I mean, I could see.
I mean,
that.
75%. I was like, this movie's. Why is this movie good?
It's just high. It's high up, man. It's like working with Mercury.
Like if it ended and like Phil and Pete became best friends, I think that would have been better. But
I mean, it's got a 94% though from critics. Like critics love this fucking movie, and it makes sense. I mean, like it's a period piece, Oscar bait.
Yeah.
It's about homosexuality, Oscar bait. It's got psychopaths in it, Oscar bait. Like
Yeah.
it's ticking. This movie's ticking boxes, dude. It's got stellar cast, Oscar bait. I could see it.
It has a ending that surprises you.
Oscar bait. It's got Anthrax. The people in the Oscars love fucking Anthrax.
I mean, yeah, and it's like this movie is supposed to be an Oscar movie. Like this is not a this movie's not coming out in July.
Hell
Like,
no, they're not.
Benedict Cumberbatch was like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking playing Marvel movies. Give me a movie that's gonna fucking nominate me.
Kill me with Anthrax. Give me a big ass Splinter.
He doesn't have a win though, right? I know he's been nominated before.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever won an Oscar. All right, let's go into the questions. Cinema Score. Would we rent it?
No.
Nah.
Would we buy this movie physically? No.
Nope.
Would we buy this digitally? No.
No.
Nah.
Would we buy it in the $5 bin at your local establishments?
Nope.
Fuck
Nope.
no. They shouldn't even make this movie physically. Would you buy this, or would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Hell no.
No. Like it's not a good
It'd
time.
be kind of funny though.
Yeah, but like it's not like a good
Oh,
time.
nobody's having a good time. You're not putting this on to get the party started. That's for sure.
No,
You're putting it on to get people the fuck out of your house.
Honestly.
And would you recommend it?
No.
I honestly,
I'm a hard 50-50, dude. I don't know.
I don't know who I'd recommend it to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's my thing. Who wants to watch this
Benedict
movie?
Cumberbatch fans.
People who really love period dramas. Because that's what
People
this
who love
is.
the West.
Yeah,
I don't
people
know.
who love westerns, who aren't anti-gay. I think.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this is his second nomination. He got nominated for The Imitation Game, which makes sense.
Right.
That movie was good.
All right, ratings.
Wait, wasn't he also gay in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. He has a formula now.
yeah. He
knows
knows
he's nominated.
if I play a homosexual
piece.
man, that's
Austin
it.
homosexual? I'm in.
That Oscar bait, baby. I need to hear your guys' ratings before I give mine. I don't want to get made fun of.
7 out of 10. That's some long rope.
Eric,
6.9 out of 10.
nice.
I don't use any gloves. I just castrate them.
I'll grab them by the balls with my bare hands.
Literally.
So before we talked about it, before we dove deep into it, I gave this movie a 6.5 out of 10. I was really lukewarm on it. After talking about it, after really getting into the thick of it, I'm giving it a 7 hip thrusts out of 10. 7.
Solid.
You like that, Peter?
Like, I think this movie is a solid 7.
I think
Unless
it's above
you
average. Yeah.
but my thing is like, unless you are a like literally like looking for like an artsy style film.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone that wants like this movie has no like, because it's hard for me to be like, okay, let me not think pop culture films are good. Like,
Yes.
But you know, I love my art film, dude. I love fucking those artsy fucking films.
yeah,
I couldn't
you would
get into
Lighthouse,
this,
dude.
dude.
This might have, but like, it was too slow. Like, and I get what it was setting up, and I think when you finally get to it, the payoff is worth it.
Dude,
But it's
and I
just,
love
like,
Jesse Plemons,
so
dude.
long.
Like every time I saw him, I was like, "Why is my boy?"
I do too. Like he's solid. I did love how they had him and Kirsten Dunst in here because they're like, oh shit, they're together in real life.
Yeah, it was super
And I didn't know
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe you liked it more.
Yeah, probably. You needed the background is what it was. You needed to see the prequel that was real
The
life.
backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about seeing this after Dune, though?
Oof.
Because it was you really
It was
ended
bad.
up here and then you went all the way down here.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I thought this movie was like, I thought this was gonna be, I don't know, like I guess not this type of cowboy movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was gonna be though. I had no information.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even have like any idea of what they did.
They killed a man
I thought
with
some
anthrax.
shit was
That's
gonna
what they
go
did.
down because they went into town with all their cows and they're like, "Oh, there's 12 of them. They love fried chicken." I was like, "Oh, some shit's about to happen in town, dude."
But
Some
like the
shit's
whole
about to go
movie's like
down."
that. Something's about to happen and then nothing happens.
Yeah, this is even more blue ballsy. Oh no, because there's a resolution. I guess for the first 4 chapters, this is super blue ballsy. In chapter 5, it's just you nut. Your blood.
I mean, yeah, the ending is strong, but like every time you think they set up something, like half the stuff didn't even pay off. Half the stuff was just like, what the fuck was the point of that?
Yeah.
You really pull your rope on this one, you know?
you really thrust
a lot
your
of
rope.
rope pulling.
All right. So, between the 2 movies we've reviewed
Number
thus
2.
far, where are we putting this one? We're calling it number 2?
I'm saying number 2,
James?
personally.
Yeah,
Number
2 is
2?
fine.
Okay, 2 is fine.
I mean, I got Dune rated at 8 and this at a 7. I don't know if I can really.
No, you're
flop
doing it wrong.
No, I definitely think this like I would put this as 2 because like this has more problems, at least for me.
Yeah. I mean,
What about you, Joey?
it's also a little less accessible. No, this is number 1 for sure.
Oh, who'd have
the
thought?
No.
fuck out of here.
No,
dude.
this
The more we
is-
talk about it, the higher it gets.
This is No, this is totally number 2. But I think that's just
Okay.
because Dune is more enjoyable. You have a fun time
Yeah.
watching Dune. This movie's not fun. This movie's not fun,
No.
even a little bit. So it just makes it hard to put above any
Yeah,
other movie.
Even the scenes that are like good and happy, you're like, what is his motive?
Or what's gonna happen here? What's gonna blow up in front of our
Yeah.
faces? But we're gonna see if it beats out the next movie. It will. All right, we're gonna move on to Nightmare Alley now. Oh,
Nighttime Alley.
only fucking 3 more movies to review, huh?
All I gotta say right now about Nightmare Alley is, man, that first like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I was like, I really like this movie. And then
And then he goes to New
Spoilers,
York.
Yeah.
let's say, yeah, we could.
I mean,
Well, I'll
we're
come
gonna
back
do
to
it right now. Yeah, Nightmare
Yeah.
Alley. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. We're reviewing all the movies, best pictures. We're doing first 5. We did it in order. In 1940s New York, down on his luck, Stanton Carlyle endears himself to a clairvoyant and her mentalist husband at a traveling carnival. Using newly acquired knowledge, Carlyle crafts a golden ticket to success by swindling the elite and wealthy. Hoping for a big score, he soon hatches a scheme to con a dangerous tycoon with help from a mysterious psychologist who might be his most formidable opponent yet. Fuck, this synopsis gives the whole game away.
Damn.
This is
Yeah, because I wouldn't have guessed that going into
never.
the movie.
Yeah. Really quick, directed by Guillermo del Toro, screenplay by Guillermo del Toro and Kim Morgan, based on Nightmare Alley by William Lindsay Grimshaw. Cinematography by Dan Louston, edited by Cam McLaughlin, and music by Nathan Johnson. Budget of $60 million, box office of $37.4 million. Holy
Damn.
shit, what a bomb.
Shit.
HBO Max really shit all over this movie, huh?
Not even close.
Yeah, that's tough. Fuck this movie. I'll just come out here and say it. I'm gonna open strong.
Damn.
This movie's kind of shit. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm literally lowering my score.
Yeah, I felt the same way after yesterday. After watching all 5 films, I was like, wow, Nightmare Alley really just... They were like, it's a period piece. Oscar bait.
I get the low fan scores for sure.
Bradley Cooper's in it. Hey, let's get him on there so maybe he wins. So
I really did like this first, like the carnival stuff. Like,
No, that's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't like it.
if they stayed in the carnival... Oh, wait, is
it
Alex
was
saying
trash.
something?
I just heard
They could have
trash.
done better. No, they could have done better.
Everything could have been better.
Yeah, I was confused the whole fucking time.
What about the first half?
What about the first half?
Before
No,
we
'cause
went to
I still
New
didn't
York.
know what they were trying to do.
Nah, the Carney stuff I thought was good.
You can go now. I love you. I just wanted you to be able to give your thoughts on this movie that I made you sit through. Yeah, I also like the carnival stuff. I think this was just two movies that they stitched together.
Yeah.
And they should not
Honestly, once they went away from it, the movie falls off the rails.
Like,
Yeah.
dude instantly becomes a dick out of nowhere.
But you're supposed to assume that he was always a dick. Because he,
I
literally
mean-
killed his dad.
But we
Yeah.
just early on, we know he burns the house down and everything like that. And I was like, okay, I'm assuming he was abused or something. Sure, okay, let's move on. But then when he gets there, and then it's just like, oh, okay. I love the atmosphere. The set and everything, and just the the carnies, and then the cast too in this movie is fantastic. And I was like, oh man, I didn't know this was about like carnival stuff. And then I'm like enjoying it.
I mean, the movie is...
Yeah, I was in the same boat with you, James. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then he like thinks of ideas. He's like, "Yo, what if we made it an electric chair?" Like, I'm like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
this guy's a genius."
This movie is 100% lesser than the sum of its parts. Like, they take all these great things, they add it together, and it comes up to less than what it was separately, which is so fucking weird.
Like,
I don't
even
understand.
so the first act, I'm like, all right, cool. Second act, I'm like, okay, I'm not really feeling it. But then even as the longer this movie goes, the worse it gets.
Yeah, because it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Why did
Like,
we get
why?
here? Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Oh, like, why are you doing this, dude?
Like, I don't get it. I don't know, like, why
And
they
he
couldn't make a
killed-
movie based on the first 30 minutes, really.
He gave Pete the bad stuff, right? Not the normal stuff.
I'm assuming, yes.
Yeah, I think you are supposed to assume that, yeah.
But then it sounded like Pete liked the bad stuff.
he asked
Even though it's
for it.
poison.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think Pete was trying to kill himself, wasn't he?
I mean, yeah, Pete. I mean, but I don't think Pete was one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna drink myself to death,
Right.
but it's like I'm not actually gonna drink myself to death.
Yeah.
Oh, you
But
didn't
I think what happened is-
you didn't think he was really going to drink himself to death?
No, because people would his support system would stop it.
Oh, well, yeah. But that's not
And
him
then he-
stopping it, though. Like, he was all...
Yeah, but he never would have died without because Bradley Cooper
Yeah.
is the reason he dies. If he's not there, he never dies.
And I don't...
Yeah, if Stanton's not there, I think he would have been fine.
I don't even think he felt remorse about killing him, though. Like, he
Nah.
feigned
He wanted him
remorse.
to die.
Yeah.
He wanted the book. He wanted to be who he used to be.
The secrets.
I mean, but no. You mean he wanted to be who Pete used to be?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I worded that weirdly.
Really
He wanted
quick.
to be a god.
Nightmare Alley, 80% from critics with 322 reviews, 68% from 500 audience scores. And
Low.
I think it would be lower if it had more scores. Like if it had
Yeah.
the thousands, I think people would because even so. I don't know if you guys remember last week when I was like, there's this movie that I heard about that was supposed to be good, but it's actually shit, and I couldn't think of the name of it. It was this movie.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I seen it had
Yeah.
80%. I was like, oh, maybe it's something else. And then I watched it and I was like, no, yeah, it was this movie. 'Cause I
What
just-
else has
bad one.
Kate Blanchett been in?
A lot.
Is she okay?
Yeah.
I mean, she's hella.
She's hella, which is the big thing you'd know her as.
She's also in Don't Look Up. She's the anchor lady.
She is. The one
Oh,
who
shit.
fucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
She looks totally
so-
different in that movie, though.
Wait,
in
what
Lord of the
the?
Rings.
Wait, she is?
yeah.
What the
She's
fuck?
she's the
so
elf.
you're telling me?
She's the elf who
you're telling
goes
me-
nuts. Who's like, "Rah, give me the ring." She's that elf.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Timothy Charlotte, man, he's in 2 of these movies.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman's also in 2 of these movies. And
Yeah.
now the Kate Blanchett's in 2 of these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more we're probably missing.
Yeah. If we are looking to make a stellar, should totally win an Oscar cast, we definitely need those 3 people in there
100%.
because they can take
Holy
shitty
shit.
material and make it somewhat interesting.
And I love Toni Collette.
Dude,
She's
Toni
cool.
Collette knocks it out of the park with every fucking role she's given. Give
Dude,
this.
I'm saying, dude, she was so good as the mentalist, and then when they're
Yeah.
showing you how it's all the fake shit they're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so good. Like I loved
Give her the fucking Oscar, dude. She deserves it for something. Is she even
God,
nominated?
honestly, man, I'm so disappointed because honestly, I loved the first part of this movie.
Yeah,
And
I
then it
was
falls off.
into it, dude. I was like, oh, I love this shit.
Yeah, dude. I
And
was
then
like,
he moves to New York, and then he becomes a god, dude. He like gets too full of
dude, he
himself.
becomes Chris Angels, and I fucking
It
hate
is Chris Angel, yeah.
He starts beating on Mary, dude.
It's
Or what's her
Molly.
name?
Molly.
Molly.
And she's such a good woman, dude.
I just don't.
She's a great actress too, though.
Yeah, I don't get why this is nominated. It's just because people like the actor?
Timepiece. I don't know.
Dude, it's a lot of times, like, honestly, if you are a movie set and it's like a noir type thing to it,
Yeah.
like it's stylistic, and I get why it's nominated because it checks boxes like the Oscars looked for. But we'll get into why I think it should or shouldn't on like week 3.
Damn, that
is what we'll talk
Richard
about.
Dale Jenkins, that really is Ezra, huh? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Ain't
You
that
guys are
wild?
necking, dude.
No, we're not naked. They got this. I mean, the cast is just ridiculous. Like,
I did
And
like
this-
the ending though, the twist in the end.
did you? It wasn't even a fucking twist. You saw that from 3.5 miles away. They fucking
talking
sent you
about
their
him
boarding
becoming-
number before
Yeah.
they took off on the flight. You knew it was coming.
You're talking about him becoming a geek or him getting got by the therapist?
Nah, him becoming a geek.
Him becoming a geek, yeah.
Yeah, you saw that from
I mean, the
6
therapist
miles
too. I
away.
didn't see that coming.
I mean, no, the therapist. I did not see that coming.
No, that one's. I thought.
That
Yeah,
still
that one's. I
doesn't
was
make
like,
sense
holy
to me,
shit.
though.
Yeah, like that bitch put
Like,
her
why?
life on the line for no reason.
Exactly, like it just some of the motives.
They don't make no
Well,
fucking sense.
Yeah.
Is this nominated for best screenplay? It better not be. I'm gonna fucking write an
It's
angry
not,
letter,
no.
bro.
It's not. It's not.
We're gonna have a fucking
Well,
problem.
adapted screenplay. Nope.
No, I looked there too. When you guys said no, I was like, let me check. Yeah,
Maybe the book's better, dude. Who knows?
the book must be a fucking banger. Like,
I can see the book fleshing out a lot more though.
maybe Guillermo just shouldn't be writing anything. Maybe he should just be directing it. Because this movie looked sick. This movie was fucking stylistic as hell.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the visuals are cool. Like, I mean, the concepts. I don't think it has bad concepts. I just think execution is poor.
Right. But like really, really bad.
And you had Willem Dafoe doing his lighthouse accent again, dude. Come on.
No, he just had Willem Dafoe sounding like Willem Dafoe. Yeah,
Willem Dafoe's always. I always know he's up to no fucking good, dude.
so I give him the opium so I can get Spider-Man. It was really funny. So I made a Spider-Man reference when we first saw him, and then 15 minutes later, Alex goes, "Oh, holy shit, that's the Green Goblin." I go, "Yeah,
Holy
you fucking
fuck.
idiot." That's why I said it, and she's like, "Oh, he just said something right now that made him sound like the Green Goblin." I was like, "Oh my god,
Holy.
your pregnancy
So-
brain is killing you."
So like, it got production design, which I think deserves.
It deserves it. Yep, the nomination at
And
least.
costume design, yes, because I think like it fits the air, it's like stuff like that, sure. Cinematography,
Yep, that deserves the nomination too.
but yeah, no writing, and then best picture. That's kind of weird though, because it got all like. Usually when they get like costumes and
Yeah, the
set
throwaway
design
awards.
stuff,
Yeah.
there, and then to get best picture is kind of wild because I don't think anybody's nominated either for like a individual award.
No, because the writing was dog shit,
No.
and the characters were kind of unlikable. Most of them, all but like 3 of them. Yeah,
A lot of them are underdeveloped.
yeah. This movie's just weird. It should not have been
and
nominated.
I was hoping to like it too.
Spoiler.
I was like, I saw trailers for it. I was like, oh man,
That's
I
not a
can't
spoiler.
wait to see that shit.
I'm not talking about if it's better than any other movie. I'm gonna just say outright, it doesn't deserve to even be. I haven't even seen the movies from next week, but of the 3 movies we've seen, this one doesn't even fucking hold a candle to the other ones. I'd rather
Nah.
see Power of Dog 6 times than to watch this movie or another one.
I'd rather see West Side Story again, dude.
Whoa, hey! Hold on, we're gonna get there, but how fucking dare you? West
But
Side
my
Story's
thing-
a fucking classic.
But my thing, I understand like,
Living in
but
America.
I would nominate it though just because I honestly that the carnival stuff and the setup with the carnival stuff I enjoyed. I loved it.
20 minutes of a 3-hour movie does not make it a good one, though.
Yeah, I mean 2 hours were not great. I mean honestly, this movie has about 40 minutes of good movie.
Yeah, I would say it's 40 minutes.
If they shorten it up, dude, boom, and then all carnival stuff, and maybe he becomes the geek in the carnival.
That's
Boom,
what I thought was going to
perfect.
happen. I think this movie would have been so much better if the whole setup was them trying to give him liquor to turn him into a geek, and then they end up spiking his cigarettes, and that turns him into the geek. But like the carnival shit just like poof goes away. We don't give a fuck about those
Like
characters anymore. Bye.
I don't like the
Yeah.
throwaway line too of like he says it when he went to his old carnival, like, oh yeah, they folded.
That's
just
not.
like
But that's not even his old carnival. He just went to a carnival.
no, but he says like when he's like, oh, I used to do tricks or whatever, and he tells him which he was part of, and like his carnival that he was a part of is no longer a carnival.
But he doesn't But he doesn't tell him that because he knows what carnival he was a part of. He tells him that because the baby that he bought was from that carnival. He doesn't. The dude who's running the carnival doesn't put two and two together. He doesn't care. Because
yeah, but my thing is like I think it's stupid that like his original carnival that he worked at is not even a thing anymore.
Why?
Because it's like, oh, he's at some now he's a just drunk bum at another random carnival.
That's the whole
like
point.
I'd rather him have gone back to his original carnival and then.
But Willem
the
Dafoe
geek.
would have helped him out.
Right.
I don't think so. Willem Dafoe would have totally made him a geek.
I don't think he would have made him the geek. I think he owed him after he kind of saved the carnival using the mind tricks. Like, I
Yeah.
think he owed him. I think the movie...
He was a hero to them.
Right. Until he left. But, like, I think it works thematically that he went somewhere random.
Yeah.
And that he
It
just,
works.
like, gave in. And he was like, fine, yeah, I'm the geek. I was made
And
for
then
this.
I'm assuming Willem Dafoe's character talked to the guy he sold the baby to. He's like, "Hey, man, this is the secret to, turning someone into a geek."
Yeah, he probably sold that. He was probably like, hey, man, you want to know how to turn someone into a geek?
And then
Opium.
as he's feeding the lines, I'm like, "Oh no, dude!"
And he just eats it up.
I mean, that could totally just be a carnival thing, though, because those
Yeah.
people, like, I just wish we would have knew more about the carnival stuff.
No,
Like,
3 hours and you don't deserve to know anything, you fucking
and then you
idiot.
just come back to it and he ends up at the carnival anyways, and it's like, well, why'd they even have him leave?
I mean, it's supposed to show the rise and the fall of this godlike character.
Yeah.
Thematically, it makes sense that he would rise and be bigger than he ever was and then fall right back to where he was again, right? I almost would have preferred if the movie ended him giving his dad's watch away and taking the swig. I think that would have been better. I don't think we got anything out of going. You're muted.
I'm muted?
No, Eric's muted.
And why even like fucking pick up the swig in the first place, dude? Like, why let that psychologist get into your head?
I think he was trying to look cool so that he could get some. I think he was just like, I'm tired of this girl next door shit. I want this whore psychologist. And then it
Dude,
blew up in his ear.
once she showed me she got shanked up, I was out.
Yeah, she had a big ass slice in her shit too. I'd have been
Like,
like, man, no.
two.
He saw that slice and was like, I'm hungry.
Let me lick it.
Yeah.
I need to go eat. This movie just fucking sucks, man. It's just not a great movie.
Yeah.
I think it's okay at best.
Yeah. At its best moment when he tricks the cops, because I think that is the peak of this movie being great.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
And
And
then
that's
Black
where
at
its
the end, like,
downfall
"Oh
is,
man,
yeah.
we fucked him up."
We fucking got him. I read the paper, dude. Yeah. And then he
Yeah.
goes, bye, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go.
See ya.
I'm gonna be a big star. at
I
the
would rather him
Copacabana."
have stayed in the carnival and destroyed the carnival from being like shitty.
That's what I thought the movie was gonna be, and then it wasn't. I wonder
Yeah.
if fans of the book though were just like, "Holy fuck! Every page that I read is brought to life on screen." I love this.
Oh,
And I mean,
no.
yeah, like I don't know what the book is. Like, clearly this is the story they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
But like, I just wanted them to tell a different story.
Yeah. I mean, there is a black and white version of the movie titled Nightmare Alley: Vision in Darkness and Light, and it was released in select cinemas on January 14, 2022. Would that have made the movie better? It would have made it more noir. It'll look
It's
cool.
It's
No.
a Pulitzer. Oh, never mind.
Because I don't have an issue with anything visually.
Yeah.
Like,
But the black and white can really help though sometimes. You know?
I mean, yeah, the grittiness and the aesthetic maybe, but like I've seen Logan in the black and white version, and I'm not like,
Logan.
damn, this is so much better.
No, this
I'm
shit
just thinking like,
hits.
yeah, it's a good ass movie.
in black and white or in
regardless.
color.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently this is not the first time that this movie's been made. It
What?
was also adapted in 1947 as a film noir picture starring Tyrone Power.
I wonder if that's any good.
I don't know.
Should
Probably
watch
not.
that one, dude. Shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe next time.
All right. We want to go to
That's what we
questions?
could have watched the original Dune. We could have watched the original Nightmare Alley, the original
that'd be
West
funny.
Side Story.
This one's got an 87% from critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
How?
And an 86% from audience score with 1,000 ratings.
People are saying this shit's better than.
Yeah.
You're talking about the original one, right?
Yeah, the original one. My bad.
Oh, okay. I was like, these numbers don't add up, Joey.
No, this one's got an 80% and a 68%.
Yeah.
But the original one is better, apparently.
Okay.
And critics say like this is better than Don't Look Up. Like, fuck
Get
off.
the fuck out of here, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Let's do this. Let's stop talking about this movie, man.
Yeah, we don't like it.
We're just gonna keep dunking on it for an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
honestly. We said what we liked. All right, we liked the carnival stuff in the beginning, but we
I
didn't
love
like the rest of the
carnival
movie. Yeah.
Everything else is shitty.
I loved it too, honestly.
I mean, favorite parts. I'm gonna go first. I love the acting. Even with shitty writing, I believed every character. The carnival portion was cool, is what I wrote in my notes, and that was it. All right,
It was cool.
it was cool as fuck. The set design was so cool.
Yeah.
Everything else, though, the way that Tony Collette grabbed his dick in the bath, cool.
Yeah.
Everything
you
about
saw
it was
you
cool.
saw Bradley Cooper dick?
Did you?
Oh yeah.
I got my fill of dick from Power of Dogs, so I don't even bother looking at dick in Nightmare Alley.
Fair enough.
All right, someone else go. I don't care. I don't care about this movie.
Favorite part, anything with the carnival, that first, carnival stuff, learning all the tricks, seeing all the different carnies, doing their carny stuff, loved it. What I didn't like, this whole murder mystery, whatever thing it turned into, didn't need it. Don't want it again.
This guy
Don't ever bring that shit into my kitchen.
ever again. Eric?
I'm the same way, dude. I love that carnival shit. I loved Peter's actor, man. I really believed he was the best.
Yeah.
He was a god.
Till he drank himself
And then he
to death.
stopped doing it. Yeah, and then he's like, I gotta drink my demons away. I was like, oh shit.
And I guess we should have knew that was gonna happen to Bradley too, because there was a direct comparison.
I mean, and he
Yeah.
literally says it. He goes, hey,
Yeah.
if you use this book, you're going to die. Well, not me, man. I'm better
Yeah.
than you.
I love Tony Collette. I loved Kate Blanchett.
Who else did you love?
I think it's a poor performance by Cooper.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
he really showed up to the party
Nah.
at all. He kind of phoned
He's
it
kind
in.
of just like okay though. I don't never think he's like fantastic. He's just always in like good movies.
Yeah, but like
Dude.
this in particular is not a great role for him, I feel like.
Nah.
And I get
Could have been anybody.
he's supposed to be a pretty boy, but like, I don't know.
He's like
Easy on the
prettier.
eyes or some
Yeah.
shit. I don't know.
All right, least favorite parts.
I mean,
Oh, go
Rooney
ahead.
Mara though, I really liked her too. Like I liked how she just played like the sweet girl and stuff like that. And in the end, she's like, you know what, you ain't fucking me, so get the fuck away from me.
You bitch. I'm in this for dick and only dick.
Yeah, you missed the last 3 dick appointments.
I'm canceling them for good. Least favorite part. The fact that there's 2 movies here.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
New York scenes.
All of them.
Did they go to New York?
Yeah.
In the book, it's Chicago, apparently.
Oh shit.
I don't know. They're in some big city. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I think these 2 movies split apart would have... Oh, yeah, they are in New York. If these were 2 separate movies, they would have both been enjoyable. But the fact that
'Cause
they tried to link them is dog shit.
Because like they could have focused, so much more on the characters, like Ron Perlman, like Tony Collette, like all these people. Like they could have fleshed out their characters
Yeah.
more, or even have it start like even before he meets up. We start with them or something.
Or what
like,
if the novel's only like 10 pages long, dude? Maybe
and
they
they
didn't
really
have any source
stretched it
material.
out, yeah.
Yeah. Who
Um,
knows?
I mean, maybe if we're really trying to read into this, right, and let's put our 10th grade English teacher hats back on.
oh, fuck.
If we're really,
I'm taking it off, dude.
if we're trying to look at it thematically, I guess it makes sense that, we leave these characters so abruptly because we're following the story through Bradley Cooper's eyes. And he, these people were important to him until he got what he needed and then he left. So it fits the story that these people were only important to him until he got to us, until Bradley Cooper got what he needed and then he left.
Even Molly, dude. You don't even see Molly the second half of the movie as much.
Nope.
But isn't that also, I think, but that is what carnivals are. Like, they're fleeting moments. Like, you look at carnivals and you see they're cool characters. You see them, they're in town for a week and then they're
More
gone.
like freak shows or fleeting moments.
For us, though, but not for the characters involved. And he was involved in the carnival.
Yeah, but it's like, but it's not like he was a true,
Carney?
carnival man. Yeah. He was a means to an end.
Right. And then he ended up getting meaned in the end. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He got geeked up.
Yeah, he really did get meaned in the end. I mean, you end up being the geek. You fucked up.
That's the lowest of the low. They had those
And
motherfuckers
he's
locked
like,
in cages.
I was made for this.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't like that.
I mean, it's just
I
him
thought- I
accepting
thought he was
the
gonna
fact
say,
that he's a
like-
filthy alcoholic.
Oh, don't you fucking play me with this shit, boy.
Bitch. And then hits him. All right. Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, man. Would we rent it?
No.
Nah.
Would we buy this movie physically?
No.
Nope.
No. Would you buy it digitally?
No.
Nah.
Would you buy it in the $5 bin at your local establishment? No.
Yes, just so I can
Nah.
watch the first part.
Yeah, so you're going to crack the DVD in half and only play the first half of the DVD?
100%.
Would you put this on in the background when people are over?
No.
Only if
No.
everybody in the room I hated.
Oh,
and
no.
that's it. Would you recommend? No.
I guess the people that
Unf-
like murder mystery type
Unfortunately-
noir stuff.
No.
I know more people who I could recommend The Power of Dog to than I could recommend Nightmare Alley to.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more of a people. I mean, people would rather see stuff like this versus a western.
Yeah, but how many people want to watch a bad movie?
I mean, shit, Medea movies sell, dude. All right.
But they sell for a totally different reason.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, there's a chance for a bigger audience for this film than I think a western.
Yeah, maybe, but like period pieces, I feel like are a hard sell no matter what, too.
But it's like I may recommend to one person versus Power of the Dog 0 people. It's not like it's saying much.
Yeah, I guess it depends too on how many people you know. I know about 5 people I could recommend The Power of Dog to, but like I would never recommend this movie to anybody just because I don't want to fucking ruin their night.
I don't want to get roasted, dude.
Yeah, you would get toasted, man.
I mean,
You'd
I guess we.
over an open fire in this bitch.
But even if you look at like Freak Show, like the American Horror Story stuff, maybe we give Carnival stuff more praise, and then when it's drawn out, it's like, you know what? They should stop while they were ahead. This movie stopped maybe while they were ahead.
I thought Freak Show was good the whole time.
No, I think it falls. The last 3 episodes, I think, suck.
I mean, that's just American Horror Story in general.
Yeah, that is
True,
American
true.
Horror Story in general.
Yeah,
They don't know how
yeah,
to finish.
fair enough. No, they don't.
All they have is stroke game, but they don't shoot no rope.
Yeah.
Dude, their concepts are always great, and
Yeah.
it falls off.
Yeah, it's
All right,
trash.
let's get the fuck out of here. Let's
Oh
fuck
wait,
this movie.
ratings.
Oh fuck.
I give it 5 carny babies out of 10.
I give it 6 out of 10. Is this your card?
Wow, 6, huh? Okay.
I'd give it 5 out of 10. God damn it, Dale.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, like if this movie was just
I want to see my wife. Go ahead. What were you saying?
like if we didn't have the carnival stuff in the movie, was the rest of that movie? I think this movie's like a 2.
No, but if you didn't have the carnival shit, you wouldn't have anything to compare it to. It would have been a totally different movie without the carnival shit at the beginning.
And I would've thought that movie sucked because I'd been like, why the fuck is this bitch doing this thing?
No, but then it would have
No, but
fleshed out the noir.
Right. It would have explained why she's attacking him a bit more. The movie would have been
Maybe.
better if it was either movie.
Maybe.
No,
Yeah.
100%. Because
No, it would have.
Guillermo would have written the fuck out of a film noir that was just the film noir, or he would have written the fuck out of a freak show movie that's just the freak show. But instead,
Guillermo be doing Guillermo things though. You don't know what that dude does.
I love his movies. This is the first movie I've ever seen of his where I was like, really, Guillermo? Really?
Really, dude?
Really?
I don't know. Dude's made some bad movies.
He made an Oscar-winning movie.
Sure, but he still made bad movies.
What
But you
other
can't make one
movies-
Oscar
what
movie
other
and
movies
say
has he
he
made
did
that are
Blade
bad?
too?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
did
did.
the best Blade.
Holy shit.
What movies has he made that are bad? Really quick.
he
Hellboy
did
2,
Pacific
Golden
Rim,
Army.
right?
Hellboy 2 was dope. You're crazy as fuck if you
Nah,
think Hellboy 2
I'm
was
just
bad.
saying shit. I don't know.
What'd you say?
Did he do Pacific Rim?
Pacific
Yeah.
Rim is awesome.
It's fun.
Those robots
Yeah.
are cool as shit.
It's more enjoyable than this movie. Am I saying that every movie he's ever made is Oscar worthy? No.
No, nobody is though.
Almost every movie he's made other than this one is enjoyable to fucking watch. Maybe Crimson Peak you could call bad. So he's made 2
What about
bad movies.
Chronos, dude?
I've
His
never
first
seen
one.
that.
I've never seen
I've
it.
never seen
honestly.
either of those.
But this one looks like art though.
I mean, he's an artsy type of guy.
It's a 93 Mexican independent horror drama film, so it's me.
Oh shit.
born in 93.
But I personally didn't really like The Shape of Water either.
Yeah, but you personally not liking it is different than it being objectively a bad movie. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, this movie objectively isn't bad. But
I-
you think it's bad?
No, I think it is objectively bad. If the storytelling is bad, that makes it a bad movie. You know? Or maybe
Let's move on,
or
dude.
maybe we're just stupid. You know, maybe we're just idiots and don't understand the art.
I mean, possibly.
Nah.
I don't think it's that either. I'm glad Eric also doesn't think it's that.
No, like I think this movie's just okay. Like it just.
If you wouldn't
It's not-
recommend it to anybody, I don't even think it's okay. Like,
Oh, but I would recommend it to people. I said.
no, you said one person.
All right, I would recommend it to person.
You know, I was gonna say, you know, multiple people who you would recommend this to. If the answer is no, it's not even a okay movie. I would call it bad.
Yeah, but that's like sometimes just based on like people you know, like because it's like I could recommend a bad movie to people because I know they'll like it. Like I don't mean to keep bringing up Medea movies, but like I know a lot of people that will find those movies funny, even though they're not good. So I would recommend them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think this movie is good in any shape, form, or fashion.
And I had high hopes for it
Looking at
too.
it from
I
the
was like,
whole, like, because you could say you like portions of it, but that doesn't make the whole movie okay.
yeah, overall it's shit.
Yeah, it's just
Leaves a
Dune
sour
movie,
taste in your mouth.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but I personally like since I enjoyed the first part so much, I don't mind that I watched it.
You're insane.
And they
There's
didn't
4
use what's
times
his face
as much
enough,
movie
man.
that's dog shit.
Yeah,
You're just
but it's
too
just like
forgiving.
whatever.
You're just too forgiving for movies is the problem.
No, I mean, because this movie, like, it still does things right. It's just obviously it's trying to tell 2 different stories, and that's where it runs into problems.
Right, but like I regret watching this movie. If I could
See,
go
I
back,
don't.
if I could go back in time and be like, "Hey man, don't watch it. It's trash." I'd be like, "Hey guys, maybe we don't review this one."
Because I think the first part to me is so good that it's worth whatever the rest was.
You're crazy.
The fuck's this guy's
You're
name?
unhinged. That's 100%
I am
what it
unhinged.
is.
She did a
Yeah.
Pinocchio movie?
No, he's doing a Pinocchio movie. I don't think it's out yet.
Oh. It's not. It comes out in December.
It might be good. I mean, he makes cool looking shit, so I think a Pinocchio
I mean,
Guillermo
yes.
movie would be cool.
When it comes to style for movies, like, yeah, dude doesn't miss style, like,
Yeah.
stylistically.
And they didn't use Holt McKellany enough.
Who?
The dude from Mindhunter.
I've never seen Mindhunter.
He's a fucking excellent actor, this guy. Anderson, like the Ezra's bodyguard dude.
Oh, he was great.
Oh, okay. I see him in shit. Like, he's one of those people.
Yeah, he's a character
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go to the 4th of 5 movies that we have to review. Oh my god, this is a lot. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. We're reviewing all the top 5. We're reviewing 5 of the Best Picture nominees. We're on number 4. What is it called? West Side Story.
The 2021 film.
Yeah, I'll put
Yeah.
2021 in the parentheses, even though you can infer it by the fact that we're reviewing Oscar nominations in 2021.
Retroactively adding it. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
I need a synopsis. Side story synopsis.
Have you guys seen both the original?
Yes,
I have, yeah.
I watched it in
Okay,
school, actually.
I have it.
I also seen it in school.
I had a formative memory happen during that movie. I got my first kiss during this movie.
Damn, dude.
The only reason I
That's-
remember anything about it.
I honestly was like, I remember seeing this movie, and then as the second one was starting, I was like, what the fuck even? I know like the big points, but I was like, what happened to
I
this
did
movie?
not-
Is it the same? Is it the same like shit? Like he falls in love with a Puerto Rican?
Yeah,
Or-
that is the
Yeah.
whole point. It's a modern retelling of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. That's the
like
whole
in the
point.
original one.
Yeah, bro.
I guess.
Yes.
How many times do I have to tell you yes?
Wait, Romeo
So-
and Juliet. She was Puerto Rican.
No,
No,
so-
she was Puerto Rican Italian. She was the Puerto Ricans of Italians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the original West Side Story was supposed to be a black and a white person, but because there was so much like social
Oh.
unrest, they went with Puerto Ricans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And it ends the same way. Like everyone just dies.
Not
Dude,
everyone.
it's-
She lives,
It's
but
based
okay.
on Romeo and Juliet. What
Yeah.
do you think happened?
Hey, do you know what Romeo and Juliet is, Eric?
But Juliet didn't die in this one.
No, I know, but it's like based off of it. It's not a complete recreation of it. That would be
Okay.
Romeo and Juliet starring Leonardo DiCaprio, which is an
Yeah.
actual movie.
But the whole thing is like, oh, I think the person is dead, so like I'm gonna die, and then the person is, oh, I'm not dead.
But
Then
yeah.
so that's kind of thing.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
A musical in which a modern-day Romeo and Juliet are involved in New York street gangs. On the harsh streets of the Upper West Side, two gangs battle for control of the turf. The situation becomes complicated when a gang members falls in loves with a rival sister. Okay, Google, get your fucking shit together, man. That one was terrible.
Is that how it was in the original one? Like he fell in love with a gang member's sister.
Yeah,
Yes,
Eric. Yeah,
Like I'm just saying, if he
Steven
like changed some
Spielberg-
shit up or anything.
No. He like really remade the movie. That was the whole point.
Okay.
Was it
it's
just
practically the same movie.
Yeah, it's just an update. You know, this is
This is
version
a-
2. This is the patch.
It's the remastered.
Some
Yeah,
of the music might be different, but
is it?
I don't remember all the songs. I only remember the big ones, and some of them I was like, I don't really remember that song.
Yeah, but like, how many times have you seen a musical and you're like, I distinctly remember every single one of these songs? Like, I
But,
know
yeah.
the sister, I know the pretty sister from Encanto sings. I couldn't tell you what her fucking song sounds like, you know? And I just saw that movie like 6 months ago or whatever. Yeah. Oh, wait, this is the 1961 version. Let's see what the 2021 one synopsis is. Love at first sight strikes when young Tony spots Maria at a high school dance in 1957 New York City. The burgeoning romance helps to fuel the fire between the warring Jets and Sharks, two rival gangs vying for control of the streets. The barrio, if you will.
Not the street.
So I really loved the dichotomy that I don't know why I was gonna say it like that. That would have sounded really weird. That Anita and Bernardo had towards being immigrants into America. Like into America, mainland America, I should say,
Mhm.
because Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Like
Even in this time period,
yeah,
because one of the kids was like, "There's only 48 states."
yeah, but that's because he's the child of a meth addict and probably.
I was
never
say, is
goes
that
to
because
school.
he's dumb?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is just
I mean,
because they're idiots.
Yeah, their moms do
Are-
drugs and their dads are alcoholics.
Yeah. Which is kind of a redundant thing to say because alcohol is a drug, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
I mean, people separate them, but yeah.
I mean, but technically speaking, it's still a drug.
Yeah, but you go to AA and then NA is a whole different thing.
Yeah, but they share the same 12 steps, don't they?
I've never been.
I'm pretty sure they do. I've seen a
Well,
lot
I'm
of
saying they
people,
follow.
yeah.
They separate the two. It's not like if you had an alcoholic, you wouldn't go to like
Yeah,
NA.
but that's because the meetings would be too big, though. Like, alcohol is a much more accessible drug, so you got to have a whole separate meeting because it's like way more people are alcoholics, you know?
Anytime I've seen a movie showing stuff, they got like 7 people. So I don't know.
Well, they have
So it's
multiple.
14 people.
They got multiple meetings because people work, you know?
Yeah.
Those people are just the ones who work during the day, so they got to go at nighttime. I'm sure they got daytime AA meetings.
I think AA is like and NA is like all the time, like because
Right.
it's usually through like churches. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And churches ain't
Yeah.
doing shit other than on Wednesdays and Sundays.
they need to be doing
Yeah.
that
They
stuff.
gotta bring
honestly,
the
'cause
money
if
in
not,
somewhere.
yeah.
But I really did love that, like, there is the duality of people immigrating into mainland America, where it's like some people think that, like, I'm in America, baby, I can fucking do anything here, and then the other ones are like, well, you're brown, homie, so you can only do a little bit here. You could do more back home if you wanted.
BuzzFeed did a thing where it's like 21 differences between the movie, so I like posted in the general thing.
I'll bring that up. Let's talk about immigrants really quick because that was the most interesting part of this movie was the immigrants.
Yeah.
Say something.
Are they considered immigrants though, even though they're citizens?
I mean, you're immigrating to mainland America, and you're brown. You're brown, so like I would call you an immigrant.
Okay. I mean, people treat Puerto Ricans like immigrants,
right?
But yeah.
I mean, but like if we're getting into the technical, no, they're not. They're like
not,
some motherfucker from Montana. I guess technically they're an immigrant to Indiana, but like you're still an American, you know?
They have like all the same rights.
Yeah, but there's still cultural differences, which is what makes you an immigrant, you know? True. Go ahead, Eric. You were going to say something, then you stopped.
I don't know, man. I always don't. I don't like when characters have huge fucking accents. Like to the point where it becomes like it's like a caricature, where it's like they're overdoing it.
But is that just because you think they're making fun of people with accents?
Yeah.
Because you do realize that immigrants sound like that, right?
I guess I never really think about it.
Yeah, because you're used to it. You're used to people speaking with a thick accent. But like that's how immigrants sound when they're learning English.
Yeah,
they
and they're all first generation. Like
right.
I mean, I know technically they're citizens, but
they're not even first generation. They
you're
moved to America. They're zero. They're generation zero.
Yeah,
they're the zero.
It's just weird because they're you're right. But yeah, they have known Puerto Rico longer than they have known America.
Right, and they've known Spanish longer than they've known English. Like that's
even
how...
if you.
Go ahead.
That's why they beat you over the head with the whole like speak English, because they're so used culturally to speaking Spanish, and that's why like obviously the younger ones and also like because it happens a lot of times in like cultures where the women are more likely working jobs like how they're doing hospitality, so they're talking to more people, so they end up having like they're better with the language, where the men mostly work in factories around like I'm sure he works with just other Puerto Rican men. So they're only going to speak Spanish. They're not going to speak English.
I do love that we're mansplaining immigrants to Eric, though.
I didn't really think about it, but like, I personally don't like it when
I mean, I think it's less enjoyable when I can't understand what the fuck they're saying. Sure,
but like,
because like In the Heights, and I'm going to be comparing this a lot to In the Heights.
But In the Heights, they're all.
It's modern.
They were all born here, though, right? Or are they all immigrants?
No, so they're not all born here, but it's more the people here are like they're either first or second generation versus this being like zero generation.
Zero generation, yeah.
Yeah. Because like some of them, like even into the Heights, where he's like, oh, you're only remembering that because you're only remembering the stuff when you were a kid. So it's like the main character has been like here since he was like 5.
Yeah, so like, I'm sure his accent is thin as fuck.
Yeah, compared to these people where like Bruno has only probably been here. It's not his name. Is his name Bruno?
No, Bernardo.
Bernardo. Like he has only been here probably a couple years. Like because even the daughter is like I was here with
5. He's been here for 5 years.
So like compared to like 20 years, like your accent's gonna be different.
That's why he talks like this, man. He said, "I'm gonna box those jets, man."
And two, it's on the character themselves because
dude, and even like the old lady Rita. She was like making fun of, or no, not Rita, Ansel. He was like talking like a Puerto Rican, and then Rita went back to him and was like talking like a New York accent guy.
Yeah, but like, what were you going for by bringing that up? I'm interested to.
I'm just saying, like,
complete thought.
I'm like they like basically memed themselves in that moment because they're like, oh, look at these guys.
Though. Like in 1957 New York, where these people are fresh off the boat for the most part. They're gonna sound like that.
I mean, I guess yeah, but I don't like it personally.
Right, yeah. but like you just don't like history then, because that's how people sounded, Yeah. Even now, I mean, if I go talk to my grandfather, who was born in fucking Texas, he talks like these people. He has the thickest fucking accent on top of speaking English.
I guess I thought they were making fun of them, but I guess it's thematically correct.
Bro, it's historically correct.
Historically correct, yeah, my bad. That's what I meant to say.
But, like, I could understand that, right? Like, I can't fully empathize with you because I don't have a fucking accent like that, But, like, You know, I could understand how somebody who's used to hearing people with heavier accents
then, like-
would be like offended that, oh, why are these American movie makers making fun of my people? But they're not. They're just
And
representing.
then literally like
correctly.
all the time they would say like speak English. Hey, no spics. I'm like, whoa, dude, come on.
I mean, but like in the 50s, people were racist like that.
yeah,
And like and Anita just made the joke because it was funny as hell when she did that to him. I was dying. I was like, that's so fucking funny. But like they had to learn English because you're not gonna go anywhere in America if you don't. And people are always gonna look down on you, right? Like it makes sense. It just, you know, it kind of sucks that like those personal biases are there, right? And like you can't help that at all. But like I could understand how it could make this movie less enjoyable to watch because you're like they're just making fun of my
what
people.
I didn't like? It's cool them speaking Spanish, but like I know what the fuck they were saying.
Give me some
no
fucking
subtitles at all. dude.
Yeah,
dude. And I turned the subtitles on and it said, speaking
Speaking in
Spanish
Spanish.
angrily.
I turned it on too because I was like, okay, and then it said that and I said, all right, turn them back off.
Yeah, there's only a few times where they repeated what they said in Spanish and English, like twice maybe.
That shit is so fucking annoying, dude. It's so
like
annoying.
that was my issue because like
But also, like I knew what they were saying, but sometimes they would say some shit, and like the music would be too loud or some shit, and I legit missed what the fuck they said.
Good, so you couldn't understand it either, and you're a fluent Spanish speaker.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I don't know. I think it's a weird choice, and I don't understand why movies do that. Because like obviously it's not the first movie to ever do it, but like I don't like that. Like there's no reason not to tell us what they're saying.
All the Disney, and this is Disney, isn't it? But like all the Disney Spanish movies do that.
I think this is 20th century, isn't it?
Oh well, I mean, yeah, that's Disney, man.
But yeah, it's still different though.
I mean, it's still the people up at the tippy top making all the decisions. But yeah, it's so fucking weird. Like I get that like people know more languages now, but like not everybody knows fucking Spanish fluently to listen to these people talking fast.
Like if they had them like speaking like Polish and did the same thing, I'd be like, okay, sure, whatever. But like they were like, oh no, they're American, so they don't speak because that's who the Americans are supposed to be. They're supposed to be Polish descent.
Yeah.
But it's like if they had them speaking Polish and then the Puerto Ricans speaking Spanish and didn't explain anything, I'd be like, all right, cool. But it's like, okay, I can understand everything they're saying. Why the fuck don't I get to know everything they're saying?
Yeah, but I think it's part of it, right? And that's like a deeper seated issue because like those people think that this is their land because they were born here or whatever, and they're like 6th generation Americans. So they don't even know their native language. Their native language is fucking English, you know?
Yeah.
So they would have never been speaking Polish anyways because they don't know shit about Poland, you know?
No, they don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I love this movie though. This movie's great.
I also don't know
I
if I can
don't.
get behind
Wow.
falling in love with my brother's killer.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, Maria's
Weird.
whack.
And that's in the original one too, I'm assuming. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
how can you get behind
I think the pacing's better in the original one though. This one happens way too quick.
like dude, literally, they fucked the same night.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think that's how quick it all happens. In the stage play, I think that's how quick it all happens.
Yeah, and sure, like, all right, young love or whatever, but no, that's fucking stupid.
Like I'm more with Anita on this one where like don't ask me to forgive him and hey,
mean,
you
but
got to go with him.
That's any 30-year-old. You know?
No, that's Anita's
I know.
her roommate.
Yeah. They're like 30 years old, Eric.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're old.
I
Yeah,
thought she was 18.
Not Anita.
The
Anita
Jets
and
are like
Bernardo.
teenagers.
What?
So the Sharks are the Hispanic people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
Puerto
all
Ricans.
like working
They're not
men.
even Hispanic. They are
Yeah,
Puerto,
they're Puerto
Ricans.
They're Puerto Ricans all, and they're all working class people in like their late 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
fighting these teenagers.
Which is weird. It's kind of fucking weird.
It's
It
stupid.
is a little weird. How you explain it?
Yeah, it is a little weird. Where the fuck were we going? What were you just talking about, Eric?
I was talking about how
how you agree with her. Yeah, that's because we're the same age as her. Like our brains are fucking fully developed. And
Dude, When I watched the first West Side Story, I wasn't like, "Oh, you're so right, Maria. Love your love."
Sure.
I was like, "Nah, she dumb as shit."
I mean, that's what you're assuming. There's no way you fucking remember what you thought when you watched the original West Side Story, though.
But I've always thought the story of like it was stupid, where she just like loves the person that kills her brother.
Yeah,
Do you think that's stupid, Joey?
But maybe you've just never been in love. No,
Oh.
I'm just playing devil's advocate is what I'm doing. It is.
Okay.
I agree. Like, that bitch wild. Like, I mean, even if he dicked her down, even if he really
Dude.
blew her fucking back out.
But that was until
dick
after
ain't
the
good
fact.
No, I know. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm playing devil's advocate. They are young
No,
and in
but, like,
love. So, like,
It's
this is the first time they've ever been in love. Like, this is blowing her fucking mind.
not
She's
his first time.
It is
dude.
not his first time he's been in love.
No, I think it is.
Nah, dude, he loved old girl, and then she ended up sleeping with old boy, and
You
he came
don't-
back from the pen, and he just got out of prison. He got that prison mentality.
If you loved someone, you wouldn't be that okay with your boy fucking her. That's just it. That's
Yeah,
not love.
you're right.
Like,
Joey's
this is,
right there.
seeing her was the first time he's ever fucking fallen head over heels for somebody. And this is a story of young love, just like Romeo and Juliet is. These two
He loved her
people-
so much that he couldn't be like, you know what, I probably shouldn't kill her fucking brother.
He was blinded by fucking rage. He killed his brother.
He should have killed himself, dude. Just
Yeah. I mean, he would have been better off. But, like, that's the whole point of this story, is these people are two young people who've never experienced love like this before, ever. Like, if you're looking
Sure,
at it...
but I think it's dumb.
No, I know, but, like, you can think it's dumb, but, like,
But
I'm
love is
explaining the
blinding.
reason. Right, love is
yeah,
blind.
people do dumb shit for blind or for
the blind.
love.
I mean, I give blind people money all the time, and that's so stupid. But, like, that's the whole reason that she's being a fucking idiot, is because she's madly
I was gonna
deeply
say-
in love for with this person.
Because, like, if you grew up in Puerto Rico, I'm assuming you love your family, dude. Because that's the culture, right? Like,
Yeah, but
He
Hispanic
even
brother-
people.
says it. He says though,
but-
like, oh, you guys have this family, you guys have this culture, and then the guy his friend that dies or brother, whatever,
Riff.
he's like, he got nothing.
Yeah,
You guys
'cause
at least have family.
he doesn't. But, like, she is also a different type of Puerto Rican woman, right? Where she's not like Anita, who is like the stereotypical Hispanic woman where it's like, oh, I'll cook and I'll clean and I'll do the laundry, and, you know, as long as you dick me down and buy me jewelry, brother, I'm here for it. Like, no, she is like strong and independent and fiercely like
And
all
don't
about
need no man.
herself. Yeah, she doesn't need no man.
No,
Until
Nita's
this-
like, you think I'm going home with all these kids and can't feed them? Fuck you. And she was
No.
like, I pay rent too, bitch. So
Yeah.
does Maria.
But, like, she's still doing the laundry. Like, she's still doing those.
Maria did her
stereotypically
laundry
woman
too,
things.
man.
Well, sure, but, like, I don't think the sister. What the fuck is her name even? I don't think she would have been doing anybody's fucking laundry. Maria. I don't think, like, Maria.
Man, Maria would have been fucking for old fucking baby driver. She'd have been washing his drawers every
Tony,
time.
dude.
I don't think so. I don't think not
Yeah,
for
like-
Anton.
Dude, she love Anton.
Why did I say Antonio instead of Anton?
Because you want him to be Hispanic, apparently.
I also thought his name was gonna be like Antonio instead of like when his name was Tony.
So you actually see, so I'm reading through this list, and number 13 is there's more depth to the family dynamic between Bernardo, Anita, and Maria. So, like, maybe that also doesn't help, right? Is that we see that there is a bit more of a bond here between these people, as opposed to in the
Yeah.
original, you don't get that, right? So,
Yeah,
like, maybe
I can see that.
this movie expanding on these characters only makes it worse for Maria. It makes her look even worse. Because if she didn't
So
care
dumb, dude.
about her brother, or we were shown that she didn't care, that she was just like, oh, you're a fucking misogynistic asshole, then it's like, yeah, well, of course she's not going to give a fuck because old boy's
Yeah.
pretty, you know?
But even Anita, where it's just like, and that's what makes it worse because she's like, just I need you to just go away. Like it's like I'm not gonna turn him in. I'm not gonna say anything like this. And she more or less makes it seem like I'm gonna forgive you one day. I can't forgive him because they have love for each other. So it's like, damn, she's willing to let this man go that killed her man's, and you're still just like, well, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go on a bus with him. It just makes
Yeah,
Maria seem
it's just
shitty.
wild.
yeah.
And Chino was a good dude.
Chino was a
Chino's
fucking loser,
a
though.
punk bitch, dude.
He is a punk bitch.
He had that gat though.
Yeah, he's going to jail, though.
I
100%.
don't know though. Honestly,
Nah.
they talking to the cops.
Nah, he got caught. Old girl was walking him to the cops.
Valentina fucking walked his ass to the cops.
Yeah. Hey, that's cool that they had the original Maria though. That was dope.
No, she was the original Anita.
Really, I could have sworn.
Valentina was.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
either
looked
way,
it up.
that-
We looked
The
it up
original
last night.
Maria had a cameo in it.
Who was she?
It just says at the bottom of this wiki. It just says who played Andre
Okay, 'cause
Burns, who played
I heard
Maria.
she was in it. I assumed that she was that person. My bad.
Cool Evans.
Oh no, Andrea Burns. She played Maria in the musical. Never mind.
Yeah,
The
not
European tour.
yeah,
not the movie.
The woman who played
So,
Valentina
Rita
was
Moreno?
Anita. Yeah, she was Anita in the original movie, not on Broadway.
Because I think there's like 3 characters they say from the original Broadway play. I think do cameos in here.
I have no idea.
I had read something about
It says
that.
3 of the Jets from the 1961 film of West Side Story: Harvey Evans, who portrayed Mouthpiece; Burt Michaels, who played Snowboy; and David Bean, who played Tiger, appeared as extras.
That's cool.
Because most of those
Um,
people should still be alive.
Yeah, even though the woman who played Valentina is 90 years old, she looks
She's
good for
90?
90, dude.
What the fuck?
She's-
Yeah.
She's kicking
in
it.
this movie?
Yeah, bro. The shop
Wow.
owner is 90 years old.
Holy.
She looking 70 as hell.
Honestly,
Her shit look like it still work.
her skin look good.
It do look good. She be exfoliating with virgin blood.
Has to be, dude.
Shit.
She be killing so many chickens.
Who was the
Uh,
cop?
He was the bad guy from Ant-Man. He's Yellow
That's what I
Jacket.
always think of too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in something else too recently. I watched.
Yeah. So finally the
Wait,
scene.
not the lieutenant FBI dude, or not FBI dude.
Yeah, the other guy, Krupke, is like a character actor. He's in a
Dude,
lot.
I love that song. That song's a bop.
Yeah, that
It
shit
is
was
a good
good.
song. Apparently, the attack on Anita was different in both movies. In the 1961 movie, the Jets shouted slurs at Anita and pushed her around, and it seemed like they were possibly going to rape her before being stopped by Doc. The scene is choreographed like a dance, leaving the actions themselves open to interpretation. The 2021 scene is more literal and leaves no doubts to what the Jets were going to do. Anybody's and 2 of the Jets' girlfriends try to help Anita, but it isn't until Valentina intervenes that the attack stops. That's fucked.
that was.
That
I
scene
didn't.
was
I don't get
fucked.
why they had to go that route.
I mean, but apparently it was in everything. The original play, the original movie, and in this movie. I mean, I think it just goes to show you that these kids are truly pieces of shit. You know?
Yeah,
That it
truly
is like,
fucked in the head.
they're not just being assholes. They are fucking terrible people.
She calls him the R word, and I was like, whoa. She went
The
there.
R word.
I've seen
Oh,
you
yeah,
growing
yeah, yeah.
up.
I mean,
I
I
was
already,
like that, you're not-
rapist.
I already said I already said rape. So we're kind of past, not, yeah.
Fair enough.
Trigger warning. There's rape in this movie.
Yeah.
Potential rape.
I mean, it's still like sexual harassment, assault. Like
It is
'cause
sexual assault, yeah.
Because they physically, I'm sure, touch her.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It took Valentina a little while to come upstairs, didn't it?
But they can't hear down there. Like even when they go down, and Tony says, "Is it the
no.
cops?"
No, but like they should be able to hear all the screaming and yelling, you know? She
But
should have
they
gone
hear-
up earlier.
She should have went up because of the commotion. Like, but you can't
Right.
make out what's going on.
No, and I'm not saying she should have known that
Yeah.
someone's being sexually assaulted. I'm saying she should have known that something was happening. You need to go upstairs.
Yeah.
She was being
But they
fucking
do that-
idiot.
Yeah, they did a throwaway line where like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "The cops are." I can't hear
No,
anything going down
I
here.
know that, but like,
But
no, there's a commotion. She should go upstairs. The adults should go upstairs.
yeah,
Like, of course he shouldn't because he's afraid that fucking he's gonna get snatched up.
the goddamn popo.
Damn, so you guys really didn't like this movie, huh?
I mean, at first I was like, "Oh, it's a musical," but by the end of it, I was, "Man, I love this fucking music." I just don't like Maria going with her murderer, fucking dick. I didn't like the amount of fucking lens flares this fucking dude
Dude,
fucking used.
That was
Like
my least
Steven
favorite
Spielberg,
part.
bro, you could have just put a fucking lens hood or some shit on this goddamn camera, man.
No, it's the
There's so
anamorphic.
many like chromatic aberrations. There's so many fucking lens flares all over the fucking place.
It has to be the anamorphic lens that he used, because those really cause lens flares really bad.
And they
the
were
cine
flat as
lenses.
fuck too. Like
Yeah.
the bokeh was flat as shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you using, dude?
I don't know why he chose that. Like, I just don't know. It's so weird. But
Like that scene under the fucking bleachers.
Yeah. The one that killed me was when he was going to the salt place, when he was trying to lift up the thing. Those lens flares were fucking bad. They just took up the whole screen, and I was like, "Where's
And
he
they're
at?
like,
What's going
they're
on?"
all over their fucking body, just the blue fucking patches
Yeah.
all
Well,
over
like,
the scene.
like you're saying with the scene under the bleachers, where it's just like you're making it look too modern, which I didn't like. Like to me, I was like, this could be in like a 2000s high school movie. Like I don't know the way it was shot, and I was like, it takes away from the aesthetic of like being like, oh, this is the 60s or whenever this movie's taking place.
Yeah, but there's not a lot. I don't think the movie is shot like it's supposed to be in the 60s. Like it's not like he's using like period accurate lenses or anything like that. But like there's no background characters for you to really think about it either, cuz her dress isn't like something ugly from the 60s, and he's just wearing a suit which has looked the same for the last 60 years.
True.
So like I mean, I could see what you're saying, that it looks very modern, but it's only because he didn't shoot it on fucking film from 70 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, I mean,
What don't you
I
like
just-
about it, James? Like I know what Eric doesn't like about it.
I just think it's boring. Like, and I think so because like this story's been retold. Like, not only has there been another West Side Story, but it's the story of like Romeo and Juliet.
Mhm.
And this just wasn't refreshing enough because it's very similar. They make some minor changes. Like overall, I was like, I mean, and I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't see how this is really any better or worse than the original, even though they're both fantastic because they're both great movies.
Yeah, it's
But
a
because
classic.
because it didn't do enough to set itself apart from the original one, I found myself being bored watching it.
Yeah, but how familiar are you even with the original one?
Like, I think the issue is all the big important points that people think of when they think of West Side Story. Like, so it's
Yeah.
like, oh, so like those great moments, it's not like I could experience them like for the first time. So the rest is like,
Yeah,
meh.
but like no actor is going to change, or no director is going to change those big moments anyways, because then you're fundamentally changing West Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
like,
my
there's
thing is,
nothing any director could do to really change it.
I mean, you wouldn't do it, but the issue is like, okay, so there's really no purpose of me watching this one versus the original.
but isn't that all remakes?
It depends. I mean, some like remakes, like A Star Is Born, like
But A
changes a
Star
lot.
Is Born is not even like a true remake. They're using the lightest of templates across all 6 of the remakes, you know? Like they're
Mhm.
barely even telling the same story because it's completely different names, different time periods, all of that shit. Like this is a remake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a
like
remaster. I
full-
think a remaster is a better one. This is a remastered.
But like,
Yeah.
you know, you almost can't even compare those two because they do something completely different. Like there is no A Star Is Born remake that is exactly like its predecessor.
Yeah.
But
like
I think
the
I
Dune
would.
remake is, I'm assuming.
It's pretty different.
But I would
different, yeah.
rather them have done that and just done a different West Side Story than just like
But I don't.
I
think
would've
you
found it more
can.
enjoyable.
Southwest Side Story, maybe?
East Side Story.
Yeah, but I don't think you can though, because people are coming into this with they know West Side Story. This is
Yeah.
like one of the greatest musicals of all time. So like to
Yeah.
change it would be to ruin it. I would say.
Well,
Yeah,
like-
and this is only for like this generation that never watched the first West Side
Exactly,
Story. So
right.
like this is their West Side Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's to me it's just boring. Like it just doesn't do enough to set itself apart. Like I know what you guys are saying.
I would
but-
argue that you'd be bored watching the original too, though. I don't think you would watch the original now and be like, "Oh, this is so much better than the other one." I think
Yeah.
you would just be bored because you don't like the story.
I think they both be the same. I think like that's my thing. Like this one isn't like I think I'd watch the other one, still be bored, and be like, oh okay, its great parts are great, its iconic parts are iconic, but overall it is what it is. And
So you just
I would
don't like
rather
the story.
someone take a goddamn risk and do a remake.
I wouldn't. Then why even call it West Side Story? You know, that'd be a detriment to the movie itself. I think.
I don't know. I just don't see all the hype on why this one is just as like acclaimed as the original one when it's like it does nothing special.
That's why. It remade
You
a
know,
great
I mean,
movie.
The
so it's just
original
great.
West Side Story also was nominated for Best Picture, right?
Yeah,
That-
I think.
yeah,
so.
like
I'd be
I
surprised
just
if it wasn't.
like yeah, I would be really surprised if it wasn't.
Go ahead.
Um,
Finish your thought, James.
I just like to me it's like okay, cool, you remade the same movie,
Yeah.
like and And to me, it's like okay, you get a pat on the back. I don't think it deserves to be nominated. I don't think it deserves to get all the acclaim because it's like, yeah, we know it was gonna work. You did it before,
right? Yeah, and I think that's what it is with any true like copy.
But like, it is a fine line, like you said, because if you do change it and it doesn't work, you are gonna get fucking killed.
Yeah, you're gonna get reamed. This was nominated for Best Picture in '62. Yeah, I could see that. And yeah, I think that's a good complaint to like label any remake with, right? Is like, oh, well, it's just a remake. I've seen this movie
And
before.
you run that with a bunch of remakes. Then you get the ones like Point Break is cool for its time. So when they remade it and they're like, and they pretty much do the same movie, it's like, okay, this is only cool because it was in the 90s. You doing this in like the 2000s is trash.
Yeah.
So like they maybe needed to do something different, but like,
but I feel like changing the time period does make it different. Whether or not they make it different enough to fit the new time period is a different discussion. But like, if they made West Side Story in modern day, that'd be a huge fucking change.
Yeah, you know? And I think that could like add more light to it because you would have different social issues.
Yeah, but I don't think it'd be a better movie.
And it might not be. Like it honestly, it could be honestly really bad because it could be too focused on political issues and take away from the love story. So like, and that's why it's a fine line. And like, I think what they did makes sense because you got nominated, you made a movie that people are gonna watch for the next 30 years.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
this dude hasn't made an original thing in such a long goddamn time.
Yeah, Spielberg's gonna be Spielberg. Like he's gonna.
I mean, he directs the fuck out of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't think anything wrong with this movie. Right. It's so non-original because it's not supposed to be.
Right. That makes sense. All right, let's wrap this up. Because we are 2 hours into this. This is gonna be a long. Yeah. All right, favorite parts. I'll go first. The music is just so goddamn good in this movie. I love it. It's so good. Every musical number, I'm like, damn, this fucking hits. I just love musicals, though. Musicals get me hot and bothered.
I mean, it's some of the best songs like in any musical I've ever seen.
Yeah. Somebody go next.
Favorite part, specifically, I mean, it's also the songs too. But like, I don't know what the name of the title is, but the one is like In America or whatever.
Yeah, it's just called In America. Or something like
America.
Yeah, like that song is so iconic, and even in this one, I was like, oh, dude, that song still holds up so strong.
Yeah.
That was my favorite song, I think.
That was when they were doing the back and forth between Ronaldo and Anita.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about earlier. Like that dichotomy of like immigrants in America is so good to me. Because I feel like that's very true to form. That some people.
I was going to say that's I think that was our favorite part. But I also like the song Maria had in the department store at night. They were cleaning. Like she was like.
I Feel Pretty is also that's the second. That I think is the biggest song in this musical is I Feel Pretty. That's the one that everybody knows.
That one is like used in other like mediums. Like you'll see. Like in commercials, you'll see like in other movies references. Because as soon as it almost felt weird though, because when I did it, and it felt like such a novelty.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, it's fantastic. But it still was weird because I was like, wait,
I've heard this song so many times.
Yeah, and I thought of like Breakfast at Tiffany's. I was like, is it in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Like,
I forgot that this song was in this movie. Yeah. It just sucks that like she sings that and like so much shit is happening during the time that she's singing that song. Like so many people are dying.
Yeah,
this is fucking ridiculous.
But that's like it's to show like how naive and stuff she is, and I get it. Like, but it's just the same with her character.
Like.
Yeah, like, but I get it. I understand the story they were telling.
Chino didn't have to do that, man. He was a straight-laced kid.
No, but he killed his best friend. Like they talk about it when they're about to go to the dance. He's like, "Man, you're the best friend I've ever had. You are."
They do a better job in the original.
Hey, man, you're the smartest friend I ever had.
Do they? His character is less fleshed out in the original.
But I think in the original, you understand like the relationship of like them better. I feel of like the best friend killing them or whatever, because in this it almost seems like I don't know. To me, Chino feels more like why the fuck did he do that? Like,
I mean,
they give him the
because
his character has more to lose.
Yeah, but it's again, he's a young guy who's blinded by rage. This is all just a movie about young people being blinded by their emotions.
I mean, he stole his girl, he killed his buddy.
Yeah,
I
he
get
was
it.
looking to fucks, and now he can't.
You know, maybe Chino is right, dude. Chino is right.
Hashtag Chino was right.
I mean, people in gangs kill people all the time for stuff like this.
He
so
wasn't
it's not
even
like
in the gang.
He wasn't,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't think in either one he's in the gang either. Like, I don't
No,
think
the
first one he's
BuzzFeed
in
article
either.
said he was a shark
Was he? Oh,
Oh.
shit.
in the original movie.
I'm glad we posted that.
Straight laced kid.
Not that straight laced. He was straight laced in this one. He didn't look.
He knew how
too
to fucking
straight-laced in
handle
the other one.
that fucking revolver, though.
Yeah.
Maria was like, "Which way do you point it?"
And then she knew though. She was like, "I'm just joshing."
She's seen a gun before.
Yeah.
Where do you? How do you hold it?
How do you fire it?
How many bullets does it have?
All right.
I thought that was stupid.
least favorite parts. Go ahead.
Ansel Elgort can't sing.
I mean, he is a singer though. You know that, right?
I thought he was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I felt like when he was doing like duets and stuff, he was the weaker of the two.
Yeah, but that
I
doesn't
thought she
mean
went
he
too
can't
high.
Sing.
I thought she was way too high up in there.
I mean,
was.
all her shit is too high, though, is the issue. So she doesn't even balance well with anybody. Because her and Anita, it's like she's too high.
But that's, I think, how the part is written. I think the part is written for a soprano, so like that's why it's that high. But I mean, that's always gonna happen. Whenever you have two people singing, you're always gonna be like one person is not as good as the other.
Yeah,
But like,
I don't know. He's
like sold records. You get that, right?
Sure, but like just because someone has a fan base doesn't mean.
I mean, but like you can't say that he's a bad singer just because
In this movie, I think he was a bad singer.
Yeah, you don't like his singing, right?
Yeah. It's like I
But
don't know. Like
you'd have to listen back to the original one to see if he did anything different. Because if it sounds exactly the same, then you're gonna be like, I still don't like it. But it's like, bro,
yeah,
they're fucking carbon copies of each other, and
but we don't know that though. Like we can listen first one, like, oh man, this dude got fucking pipes.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to listen to the original one to really know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of your memories have just been like, I remember these parts, but I can guarantee you don't remember what the original guy sounds like. I don't
but based
remember.
on this movie, when he was singing, I was like, I don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
You guys in watching Rant and then seeing fucking Tick Tick Boom, watching the original West Side Story, now seeing this, it's a detriment seeing the original piece.
Yeah. Eric, what's your least favorite part?
My least favorite part is Chino, and then Maria not fucking being smart.
You're telling me you're mad that these 18-year-olds aren't thinking like a 30-year-old?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
And all the accents.
I mean, there's a lot of 18-year-old people that go through something similar and don't fucking be like, I'm gonna love you even though you killed my brother. You know how people die all the fucking time?
I mean, sure, but then there's 18-year-olds who do that. There's 18-year-olds who will kill their fucking parents and run away with their lover who helped them kill their parents. So, like, you know, that's a bad comparison. Because human beings are fucking wild.
You just can't exclude because she's 18. Like she's 18, she's old enough. She knows.
I don't think so. That's such an antiquated way of looking at age. By 18, your brain isn't fully developed.
But it's not like she's someone that hasn't experienced life. She's like cared for someone. She's been working. She's like she's more grown and more mature than a normal 18-year-old.
I don't think so. They talk about how pure and naive she is when they're singing I Feel Pretty. Like there are lines in the song that talk about how childlike she is. So like sure, she's fucking cared for her ailing father or whatever, and she's moved to a new country, but like she's still a kid. Like
yeah, but to do that, to be that caring and be like, oh, now I don't care that my brother is dead.
But it's not about just not caring though. It's that she's choosing one love over a different love.
She was mad for 2 seconds and said, all right, we're in love, we'll run away, let's sleep together.
Yeah, but you're not getting the...
An average person does not process it that way.
An average person doesn't exist in a fucking musical.
Sure, but you can't just be like, oh, like,
it's
yeah.
It's fiction, though. Like, It's a fictionalized character. Like, you could say, well, it doesn't feel real to me. How many times do you see some fucking Puerto Ricans and some Polacks out fucking snap dancing at each other?
Yeah.
Never. You never see it because it's not real. You know, like.
But you can't just be like, oh, it's okay because it's a movie. Like, you could say that about anything.
But I never said anything was okay. I'm not condoning anybody's actions. I'm just saying, like, it is. The whole point of the movie is that it's a heightened reality,
It's
right?
a big caricature, yeah.
It is a huge caricature.
That's why the Puerto Ricans, you can hardly understand them.
Well, I mean, any Boricua, though, it's a little hard, don't you think? But like that, you know, that's the whole reason. It's like, you know, kids are going to do stupid things. Sure, they won't be this stupid, but it is just like, this is how big things feel to 18-year-olds.
Kids are going to be kids.
We are so detached from that point in our lives, and so many other things have happened from the time that we were 18 to the time now when we're 30, that it's like you really do lose some of that. You really do lose what it was like to be that young.
The average person is not going to be okay with that.
Sure, but an average person is never going to get a movie made about them.
You see Boyhood?
Oh, no, because it didn't seem fucking interesting. Weird. How that works.
It's literally a movie about an average person.
Funny how I didn't want to watch that fucking average person movie.
I think it's pretty good. It's a cool movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, let's move on, dude.
It doesn't seem interesting. But yeah.
Let's go on to the best movie of this week.
You're wild as fuck. Hold on, we didn't even give our ratings yet for West Side. We didn't even talk about all the other questions in West Side Story, actually. Did you say my fact? No, what fact? We still have so many other questions we have to answer, Eric.
Okay, you're right.
Would we rent it? No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically?
No.
Nope.
Only in a 3-pack that has the original movie. Oh, we did talk about the Valentina fact, yeah. Only in a 3-pack with the original and the Broadway musical. Would you
That'd
buy?
be cool.
It would be kind of, wouldn't it? And then you watch them all 3 back to back, and you ruin 9 hours of your life or whatever the fuck.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of feeling pretty.
Yeah, and they're not that different.
No, you'd be like, "Wow, I've literally seen this already, huh?" Strange.
Yeah.
This is some 3 7 out of 10s. This is great,
dude. And even when you look at the facts, it's like there's not that much. It's like, oh, this color of a dress was purple.
Yeah. Those facts are so fucking funny. They made a 25 list out of 5 really different things.
Yeah, it's like aesthetics. Like, yeah, they're dressed for their era.
Anita's actor is a little browner here. That's a big change. Would we buy this or would we buy it digitally? Fuck no.
No.
That's a digital waste if I've ever fucking seen it. Would you buy it in the $5 bin at your local establishment?
No.
Sure.
You what?
You're never putting this shit on.
To burn it.
To burn it?
Man, they don't care. They still get the money.
Nah, fuck them. I'm still burning it, though. I'm going to tag Steven Spielberg and be like, look what you did to me, you bitch. You made me hate cinema.
You made me hate Bariquas.
Cinema is dead. Oh, shit.
You're a racist caricature of fucking Bariquas. Would you put this on in the background when people are over? I'm going to let you guys answer first.
I mean, there's no reason not to,
For
but
the music,
like,
sure.
Wow, that is not what I thought y'all would say. Only if I was watching this with like people who like musicals.
Only if I was watching this with Bariquas.
100%.
Yeah, they would,
all my Bariquas out there.
They would love this racist caricature of them.
Yeah, and like all their characters look bad for the most part.
Yeah, they really do though.
Bruno,
and Maria's not even Puerto Rican,
Bernardo,
dude.
Bernardo, Bruno, whatever his
Only Valentina is Puerto Rican.
Either way, we don't talk about his ass.
Yeah, and that's honestly why I keep thinking about that. We don't talk about
Bruno. Would we recommend it? Sure.
No, because you can watch the original one.
I would say watch this one over the original one, though.
Yeah, I would say that.
I mean, I think the way to look at it, though, is the same way you look at Star Wars films, where it's like, this looks old, I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah,
I think more people are going to think like you think like that, right? Where it's like, ew, this looks old, gross. Whereas I would agree, recommend the original one over this one because it is a classic. But if somebody's going to be like, I don't like watching old movies, well, good for you because West Side Story is a 2021 movie, dude.
Yeah, this helps with that fact 100% because like I get what you guys were saying.
And I I would say that this is a better representation of Hispanic people's color, you know? Just like Encanto had, you know, Hispanic people of all different colors, right? I think this is a great representation.
I mean, Maria was pretty fair skinned, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but Anita wasn't.
But there are fair-skinned
That's true.
Hispanics.
Right.
Like-
Look at James. James is just as white as fucking Maria is. And he's a Boricua. So,
That's true.
I mean, just look at the different colors between us. I mean, I'm pale as shit because I don't go outside. But, like, we go through 3 different color gamuts. Like, James is like a pinkish white. I'm a white, and you're a brown, you know? All right, ratings? Yeah, we're at ratings. I'm going to go first because you guys are going to have something totally different. I give this movie 7 Americas out of 10.
America.
I expected higher, but
Nah. I mean, I like this movie, but I would rather watch other musicals instead of this movie. And
same.
And I don't think I'll ever rewatch this movie.
No. I'll give it 6 out of 10 bullets in a revolver.
Oh, wow, you counted? You did better than Maria, I guess.
I'll give it 6.5 out of 10. I'm ready to move on in my life with my new man. Forget my family. I don't care about him.
I mean, all of her family is dead?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the only thing where it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit forgivable because her dad is dead and her brother's dead.
And we don't know about the mom, right?
I would assume she's dead.
But I mean, to leave Anita at that time is fucked up.
Yeah, you're right.
Who knows what Anita's gonna do?
That's pretty unforgivable, but like we don't know what their relationship was like either.
True.
You know, she may have just been like, you know, I'm cool with you because I'm boning your brother.
Oh,
Yeah. But she stuck up for her a lot.
She did, but I think that's only because Hispanic women like to argue with their manses, you know?
That's true. I feel like women nowadays just like to argue with their mans.
I mean, I like it
the
too. I don't care.
views of James.
Nah, fuck it. That's my view too.
Dude, modern women they're powerful, but sometimes they're a little too powerful.
I like it. Punch me in the face, Anita. I want it.
But no, I think it is bogus though when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's
And now she gotta pay all that rent. 2 of the people are gone.
that was the same exact joke that Alex made last night. She went, damn, she probably mad she got to pay all that rent by herself. But she doesn't have
and
to.
it's already going up because they're putting in new apartments.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, there's
She's
so
fine.
They're
many.
living a check to check anyways, so shit.
Yeah.
Now she's living
But-
check the 3 days before check.
But oh boy, all he was doing was boxing anyways. He wasn't even working.
No, they said he had like 3 jobs. I don't know what the fuck he was doing though.
Yeah.
And he had a fight coming up in 2 weeks.
He was smoking, drinking, and boxing. Those are his 3 fucking jobs, all right? Gang banging, I guess, could have been wrapped up for the first 2. Yeah, you guys are right. Let's get the fuck out of this movie. Oh, wait.
Wait, I want to say, one of those boys got clocked with a paint can, dude.
Oh, I know. Hold on. Did you get... Yeah, everybody give their ratings. Dude, those fight scenes were visceral as hell. You're right. One of them
like,
caught that paint can right fucking here, and it... Punk!
No, the poor stunt dude. He got.
He ate that shit.
They had those chains and everything. They were going for fucking blows.
Oh, boy.
Like, they're like, oh, you stabbed him? I'm hitting you with a fucking stone.
I mean, that makes sense, though. The stone ain't gonna kill you if I hit you in the right place. It'll give you brain damage.
Shit, you know, what's worse, I guess.
It is kind of wild, though, that Tony just stabbed him. He didn't even give it a
I-
Not
second.
even once. He stabbed him like
expect
4
it, dude.
times.
No, he didn't. He only stabbed him
He
once.
did him once.
Nah, man, look at it again. Roll the tape back.
James saw a different movie is what happened. He stabbed him once and then he went, oh man, I ain't never getting no ass now.
Yeah,
And
he
ran
shouldn't
away.
have done that.
He
He
should
was
not have.
stupid.
I mean, but like, all of it was stupid though. Like,
Yeah.
why were they even fighting?
It was also unnecessary.
Yeah,
There's
all
no
of
need
it
to
was
even have
unnecessary.
weapons.
Yeah.
And did the first one also have like a girl that wanted to be a boy, or like?
Yes. So that's what that BuzzFeed article said, and I didn't remember that trans
I didn't either.
character at all. But apparently, it was in the original. They never outwardly called anybody's a dude, and Steven Spielberg and the screenwriter decided, no, we want this trans character to be trans, like as trans as you could be in the 50s, right?
Yeah.
So they went out of their way for one of the jets to be like, "Hey, buddy boy, you did well," because she's
I thought that was
trans.
such a weird line.
I mean, but it's supposed to be just like her getting her
supposed to be reaffirming, yeah.
right. And all right, I shouldn't say her. That's fucked up. It's him being called a man. Like it's this person who believes that they are a
That's
man.
what he wants to be called, yeah.
Right. Because it threw me off too. I was like, why is he skulking like that? And why does he sound like a woman? That's not right. And then they explain it.
I thought he was
I
Puerto
definitely don't
Rican at
remember that.
first.
Doesn't
and,
he
like-
look Puerto Rican? Or so
Yeah.
actually the actor is non-binary. Don't they look Puerto Rican? I was like, why is this Puerto Rican person hanging around with all these whiteys?
I was like, why is he trying to be a shark? Or why is he trying to be a jet?
It's so weird. Yeah, it threw me off too until the very end, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess he's a gangster now. All right, let's do Don't Look Up.
Okay, 100% stabs him once. 100% Tony's fault for fighting over a knife and getting him stabbed. Also,
Yeah,
For a second thought he was gonna get shot when they were fighting over the pistol.
I did too. Well, no, I knew he wasn't gonna get shot, but I was like, someone needs to get shot.
yeah, so I thought someone was gonna get shot too, though. I didn't know the main two, but like somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony's fault that he even gets stabbed. So why he's over here stabbing other people too? He honestly the reason both them guys got stabbed.
Dude,
He should have been locked up, dude. Fuck it.
emotions
Yeah.
fuck around and fuck your world up,
Because
dude.
they're like pushing each other, and then
Yeah.
he throws them into him.
Yeah, but Bernardo's waiting. He's got the knife.
Bro, just stand in here though.
Nah, but you don't stand here and accidentally stab someone. He had to have that knife ready. Like if I
Just in case he comes, so he could.
Nah. He saw. He's like, these white boys are fighting. One of them's gonna fall into my knife. I'm gonna hold it here.
Somebody gets to fall on the sword.
All right, we're going into Don't Look Up. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Simulator Podcast. We're reviewing 5 of the Best Picture nominees for 2022. This one's Don't Look Up. I need to look up a synopsis. Fuck.
Don't look up.
Synopsis. Yeah, that's
Just
the only.
don't look
synopsis.
up.
Based on
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The,
Make your joke.
the thing was saying based on truly possible events.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
Uh,
funny.
The synopsis is 2 low-level astronomers must go on a giant media tour to warn mankind of an approaching comet that will destroy planet Earth. Bingo. That doesn't give shit away.
No, this cast though goes hard.
It does.
A little too hard, man.
Directed by Adam McKay, screenplay by Adam McKay, cinematography by Linus Sandgren, edited by Hank Corin, and music by Nicholas Brittle. Yeah, Brittle. It's on Netflix. Budget of $75 million, box office of $1.5 million, and it's limited release. Yeah, but it's a Netflix movie, man. Just like Power of the
Yeah, I
Dog.
mean, honestly, they pay for the rights and all that random shit for they send money to people.
Yeah.
Shit, Adam McKay did the whole thing pretty much, though.
Yeah, he did. And it's so funny having people with right-leaning tendencies go, Adam McKay's such a libtard. It's so fucking funny. Because this movie is apparently just made for liberal cucks like us, I guess.
Damn.
'Cause
I'm moderate.
Yeah, but you like this movie, so it made you, in the eyes of
I
the
mean,
far
I
right,
thought
you're a
the
liberal
reference-
cuck.
The references to Fox News is funny. Like,
All of it.
I can't help it. And it's obviously the whole Trump campaign and stuff and all that stuff. They go out of their way to wear the red hats.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. But you're supposed to be a
Dude,
moderate.
Adam
You're not
McKay, I
supposed to
feel
laugh.
like he
Yeah.
He what?
just makes fucking Oscar nominated movies.
He makes
man.
bangers.
He does. Adam McKay makes bangers. All of his comedies are bangers for the most part. He just makes good film.
Has he done any bad movies? Like,
Yeah, I think some of his movies aren't as well regarded. I'd have to look, to be honest with you.
Maybe the campaign.
The campaign, I don't think did very well at all. Oh, he hasn't
No.
made a ton. It's
Yeah, he
Anchorman,
has a small list.
Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, The Campaign, Anchorman 2, Get Hard. Get Hard is not a good movie.
Get Hard. Yeah, Get Hard's a bad one.
But he didn't direct it. He only produced it and wrote it. Of the movies,
okay.
he didn't direct The Campaign either.
Oh.
He also didn't direct Ant-Man, but he did write it. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Short, I know people loved. Vice slapped. And then Don't Look Up.
but even the writer stuff for like the campaign and Get Hard, it says story. So
Oh,
like
wait,
he
did
didn't.
we-
Oh, so he didn't.
Did we,
he didn't really write it.
we didn't move our list for.
Oh fuck, for Nightmare Alley or for West Side Story. Here, let's go back really quick. All right, Nightmare Alley is in third. I'd rather watch
Yeah.
Power of the
Fair.
Dog. And then West Side Story is in third now.
Yeah.
You would rather watch Nightmare Alley than West Side Story again.
Yes.
You're insane.
Because
you're kind of insane, dude.
I enjoyed that first part of Nightmare Alley more so than I enjoyed the whole
but we're
movie.
talking about sticking through the whole fucking movie though.
Yeah, but now I could watch the first half, have a great fucking time, and then just be like, and just be there, just like, man, this movie sucks.
No, we're
What's that
talking
story the whole time? Like, coming to America.
No, we're talking about the whole movie though.
Yeah, man. The emotions you feel throughout the whole film.
Nightmare Alley 3.
Well, James's fucking list is all fucked up, but mine and Eric's list, I'm pretty sure, is Dune, Power of the Dog, West Side Story, Nightmare Alley. Right, Eric?
Correct.
You agree?
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
and then James is Dune, Power of the Dog, Nightmare Alley, West Side Story.
You wild, James.
You are wild as hell.
I'm curious where
built different.
West Side Story ends on my list after we
Fucking
everything.
last, it sounds like, because you like...
It is. I'm feeling that way.
You're insane. You're so crazy. Nightmare Alley's the worst out of all 10. And I
But
haven't
I
seen the
also
other
don't
5.
like musicals, like as a
Dude, I don't
genre.
like musicals either, and I didn't like the way they portrayed Puerto Ricans, but I still think it's better than Nightmare Alley,
But
man.
like, I would rather watch any other genre movie over.
Yeah, that's
musicals.
wild.
Same. I would rather watch any other genre.
Nightmare
I
Alley
don't
is
know,
so
dude.
bad.
I don't know how much film noir you've watched.
Film noir slaps. All right,
Yeah,
let's finish up. Don't Look Up because we are 2 hours and 20 minutes into this. This movie's fucking funny. It's a little scary because it's a little too true.
It's too
fucking-
real.
It's just too fucking real.
Yeah, I remember you guys saying that, and like, I don't know. I went into it. For some reason, I thought it was going to be about like global warming or some shit. It was worse.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is your first time watching it, Eric. So
Yeah,
I mean, first off, how'd you feel about that ending?
I thought it was great that they showed the actual ending of the Earth.
You see everybody's skin fall off and shit. Yeah, it's visceral as hell.
Did you guys see the mid and the end credit?
Where
I saw the end credit
where
with
the people come back to Earth?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill.
When he
Okay.
like crawls out of the rubble or whatever. Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah.
Mom. Yeah.
Because the first time I watched it, I only seen the mid one with where they're on a new planet, and then I
Somebody
like I was like,
snatched
oh, okay. And then this time I was like, oh, let me just skim to make sure, and I was like, oh shit, there was another.
I checked all of the films just in case they threw in a little.
I usually look up whether or not something has an end credit scene, and I just didn't do it for West Side Story, at Nightmare Alley, or Power of the Dog.
I do it when I'm in the theaters.
Yeah, I had to do it for this one though because I was like, "There's got to be something."
Adam
I gotta
McKay
look
did
up.
something.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that this movie is so poorly rated. So
That's the thing that surprised me. I was like, holy shit, this is like the least rated or
55%,
lowest rated movie.
55% from critics with 286 reviews, and 78% from audience with only 100 ratings. That's insane.
Well, that's why that.
And then
What's
one
the
of the
consensus on
let me
the
read one of the
critics?
fucking-
I'll look up right now. It's just crazy because I don't understand.
Well, I've read
what's
some
not to
reviews-
like about this movie.
I read some of the reviews, and it's just like it's political. Like
Was Vice also rated this low for him?
no.
No, I thought Vice was rated pretty highly, but I'm gonna look right now. Critics' consensus is Don't Look Up aims too high for its scattershot barbs to consistently land, but Adam McKay's star-studded satire hits its target of collective denial square on. Then why do half of the reviewers think you shouldn't go see it? I feel like
Yeah.
this is a great movie to put on Netflix.
But I think a lot of it is it's the algorithm of like a lot of people think this movie is like, oh, I think it's good, but due to the political aspects, I'm not gonna say it's for everybody, and it kind of like is skewing the scores.
Okay, I could see that, I guess.
One of those critics said, unfortunately, McKay and Sirota remain shy and hide behind shallow and often silly humor. Despite this, many will very much come to enjoy and perhaps even love this film. That's one of the rotten.
He's a fucking
ratings.
comedic director. He directs comedies, No shit, he's gonna hide behind humor.
Don't look up as entertaining as watching your most obnoxious relative rant at a family during a holiday dinner.
I think it's more enjoyable because most
I
of the
think so
time,
too.
a family member ranting don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
And at least this is like, obviously, I'd rather not see it in real life. Vice has 65% with 368 reviews and 60% by audience with 5,000 plus.
Shit, no 90s.
And I thought that movie was fantastic, dude.
Yeah, people really don't like political things, huh?
Yeah, that has to be it.
Or maybe it's
We're just libtard cucks, dude.
that is what we are. And I know James doesn't want to be one, but he is.
But like Christian Bale too was so good in that movie.
I think it's whenever a movie takes a stance, because neither one of these two movies are neutral about history. They're like, no, we know what the right side of history is and we're going to be on it. Like Vice knows that Dick Cheney was a piece of shit. Like they know Dick Cheney is a fucking warmongering asshole and they portray him as such. Just like Don't Look Up portrays people who choose not to believe bad things are going to happen just because they don't want to be sad about it. Like that's so true. Like you see that in modern day.
But too, if you look at the critics themselves, they already knew he did Vice. They reviewed Vice. They seen Vice. They went in with preconceptions of this movie. So no matter what, they were already going to be like, we know what this movie is. No. And I don't think they gave it a fair shot. Like, and
I also think they probably thought it was going to be more of a serious take like Vice was. Because this is not as serious of a take. Yeah.
I mean, Vice has its moments, but like it is a way more serious movie. This one is just like, it's on 10. This is like a...
Yeah. I remember in Vice
it's like
when
an
like...
internet type thing.
Yeah.
I remember in Vice when like halfway through the movie, he rolled the credits. He's like, and then they lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
He like took that bit and like
made a whole
extended it to this.
Yeah.
But Adam McKay's highest rated movie, I think, is The Other Guys at 78% by the critics.
Wow. Really?
I think.
You know what? I mean, me personally, I think
Ant-Man, I guess, 83%.
Yeah, but he didn't.
But even that's not that high.
Oh, my bad. 89%. The Big Short. I'm dumb.
I was gonna say The Big Short.
Oh, that's his big movie.
Was like also nominated for an Oscar.
But it's the same thing, and that also takes a stance. Maybe people are just getting tired of his stance.
Maybe, but like, fuck you. It's not our fault that your stance is wrong.
Maybe they're like, okay, he has a fucking star-studded cast. Okay, he's gonna be funny.
Movie.
Okay, we get it, dude.
You don't like guns or whatever.
I think the characters are very well done. Like I think like Leo's character, that totally would happen to a regular ass person, like put into that spotlight.
Yeah. I agree that all of the characters felt real. I definitely feel like I've met people like every single one of these characters. It does kind of suck that Leo's character is kind of a piece of shit, really, though. Like, he gets swept up in it. And I dislike that for that character.
Yeah, I get it, but it makes sense, though. Like, my thing is, if I feel like I was just a regular, like, suburban dad, he's a nerd, you know, he's only ever been with his college, you know, girlfriend, and now he has this you know, this person.
Hey, man, he's a tenured professor, dude. Come on.
He is a tenured professor.
Yeah, I mean, he's a doctor, but like, he never had nobody like Kate Blanchett.
He has a doctorate. Okay, it's a little different.
Hey, you still call him doctor, all right?
I would not. I'd call him professor, and he'd be like, actually, it's doctor," and I'd be like, "Actually, you can't stitch me back together."
And he'd be like, "Shit, you ain't in my class, so don't call me professor."
Oh fuck! What up, Tom? Or
what up, Mister?
Yeah, Mister Doctor Randall Mindy.
I really liked Leo's character, man. Like. He was fucking freaking out all over the place.
I loved his anxiety, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a super good representation of it.
And then Jennifer Lawrence just being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Everyone just shitting on her.
Is she the bad guy, though? I think
she's not.
She's the hero of the story.
But through the perspective of the people, that's how memes and stuff work too, dude. Like, people took this one small clip of what she said and ran with it. Like,
weird flex, but okay.
I'm
Batman. Is that the calzone one?
Yeah, it's the bad zone.
It's calzone kind of.
I've had it once. I thought it was pretty good.
It looks good.
I think Little
I-
Caesars has to be fresh though, like to be really enjoyable.
Well, this shit
I
is
also
fresh.
didn't know that Meryl Streep was the president.
And Meryl Streep is a motherfucking actor, bro. She is an
Yeah.
esteemed actor.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
didn't
there was a
recognize
thing
her.
where because it's her actual butt they show or whatever. And I guess there was this thing where like she wanted to do the nude scene, but then Leo was mad that she did the nude scene and he didn't want her to do it.
What?
Why
Yeah,
would he be mad?
there was like an article about it. Because she's fucking Meryl Streep, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but she got her dumpy, and she wants
They-
people
they
to
did-
see the dumpy.
I mean, they didn't show Bob, but
They showed
it's all
side.
right.
Yeah, but they showed that dumpy head on though.
Head
Yeah,
on.
dude, and that back tat, like, dude, her character though was hilarious. Like, it was like way further than like what we've seen like in real life, but it's like, it's also not too far.
But I would argue it's not even. It's only further than what the public has seen in real life.
Yeah,
Who's to say that a Secret Service member wouldn't be like, bro? Let me tell you, man, Bill Clinton in that Oval Office was wild as hell. He was doing crazy shit, you know?
that is true because we are seeing a more behind the scenes thing. Yeah, it
And
was.
fucking Jonah Hill, dude. He plays his character to
I
a fucking
loved his
T,
character,
dude.
dude.
Did he get nominated?
I don't think so.
No, probably
I'm looking.
not.
He did not.
Holy shit, dude. When he's like, "Hey, man, do you want to come?" And then she's like, "Yeah." And like by the time you pan over, he already closed the
slammed the
door.
door.
And,
Yeah.
and I saw an interview and he was just like, yeah, like that character, I just try to be as like douchebaggy as possible.
He
Like,
did it.
it also kind of reminds me of This Is the End. Like, I was like, he took that character and
He turned it up, dude. He said,
Yeah.
"No, I'm gonna just do it."
his speech is like, yeah, to all the masseuse and, you know, not the ones that do, you know, the massages, but they're like at the front desk that help you get in. Like, they walk you down that aisle. Like, man,
It's
there were
funny as hell.
It's so stupid. It's just so
It is.
stupid.
But like the humor was supposed to be that way, and I feel like people are like missing that. I think that's what people are missing.
Dude, and the fucking Apple fucking Amazon
Yeah.
CEO Pete, the way he talked, perfect, dude.
Like he made the movie he wanted to make, and I think that's the issue though. Is people are one getting offended because of political reasons, and two are like, oh, you're just making fun of everything. But it's just like, yeah, but that's showing you how stupid and like
Vapid.
things really are.
Yeah, it's just so surface level, and nobody actually cares about anything serious going on.
And
But I think he does a good job of making fun of people who are super liberal leaning too. Because look at all the superstars who are, they're just hopping on the bandwagon to hop on the fucking bandwagon.
well, that's why the whole look up versus don't look up thing happens.
Right.
But people only look at it as, well, one, the title is Don't Look Up. But like, I feel like people totally overlook that part. It's like, even when Ariana Grande is like, don't care about the manatees, look up. Like,
Yeah.
that's the point. The point is like, okay, we move from one issue to the other one because it's the hot issue, and that's the one
And
we are
nobody
going to
really
back.
cares. Yeah.
Like, that is literally, and I don't know, maybe, you know, we're liberal, you know, and we got what he was putting down and other people didn't.
Maybe.
Even though I consider myself a moderate.
No more.
Nope, liberal cuck.
Stop being such a fucking coward. Get off the
Yeah.
fence. You're on one side or the other, damn it.
Dude, I want to be like fucking Chris Evans, dude. My pins can go up and down.
I love his cameo on this. Is so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
And I love how they made a movie about it because, like, honestly, shit happens in real life. Like, honestly, look at the thing where Ukraine, they're already trying to fucking cast Hawkeye,
and
like
it's
Jeremy
so,
Renner.
and it's so crazy that like life imitates art like that. Like,
Yeah.
and who's to say that any of those people who were doing that fan casting or whatever have ever seen this movie? But they're like literally doing what people did in the movie. And
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a satire. And it's like, what the fuck? It's crazy that like people can analyze things going on in the world right now
Mhm.
and be like, no, this is 100% what people would do. They would fan cast fucking, you know, Chris Evans as this guy in this movie. It's like, what the fuck? People are so goddamn predictable. It's ridiculous.
And like even like the meme culture, like man, like it is so true. Like and it just from one thing to the next. And I think also too like maybe people don't want to realize like oh like this is like real maybe, I don't know.
They don't want to come to terms with the reality.
It's that. They don't want to accept the fact that they are that surface level, right? Because people think that they're so much deeper than they actually are. That when they see the actions that they take on a movie and it's being made fun of, they're like, well, what the fuck? That's like, I'm way bigger than that. Like, it's not just making memes to make fun of people. I'm making a statement. And it's like, no, idiot, you put text on a fucking picture to make fun of this girl's hair or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh
off.
man, her cut though, dude. They did her bogus.
But like,
So I've seen a lot of people with that cut.
I mean, I've seen people like that when I was in college. People had
Yeah.
ugly fucking haircuts and thought they were being artsy, and it's like, bro, you're just ugly.
Yeah. Man, and then her boyfriend though was so funny because
Timothy
like
Chalamet in this movie is so goddamn
Yeah.
good.
You're talking about her original
I was
boyfriend.
talking about her
right?
original
Oh,
boyfriend
okay,
at first when he like does the whole book about her and the devil and all that stuff. And it's just like, yeah, dude, because in real life that happens. People will date someone and if they become a celebrity, they spill the fucking beans.
Which is
With
wild.
Chalamet though, like man, he comes in hot. Once he
As
comes in,
evil, dude. He's so
Yeah.
random.
I'm not like a religious person, but I do like his perspective on it. Because like I'm not big on like organized religion, but it's like, oh, I do believe, I do have faith, and like with him, and I was like, oh well, I could really relate to that because he's like, and my parents didn't force religion on me, but a lot of people have it like that where it's forced on them,
Why'd he
and
look
they
at you,
totally
Eric?
disassociate.
He looked at you when he said that. He said, "My parents."
Yeah, but like I don't know, I thought that his thing with religion, I thought was really cool because like you wouldn't even expect it from that type of character too.
Yeah,
No.
and I think that's awesome too because you don't expect it from people like that in real life.
Yeah,
And you'll run into the weirdest people who are like, "No, man, I believe in a higher power." And it's like,
I mean,
you believe
we
that?
have friends like that where we were like, I could have swore they didn't believe, and then they're like, no, yeah, I do.
No, I do.
Yeah, and it's just,
Are
but
you
like,
sure?
it's so true. Yeah, like, because like Timothy Chalamet's character gives you every reason to believe that he like would not be religious, and like he's the most religious person in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then I loved Rob Morgan, the actor, as what's his name? Dr. Oglethorpe.
Yeah. I like even like as him throughout the movies and everything, like as he's going through the movie, just like doing stuff like this dude is like, all right, they ain't believing us, so I'm pushing the button. All right, I'm telling everybody.
Oh,
And in the end, he's like at a rally type thing.
are you're talking about? Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's awesome though that he was able to like go to their house for like the end of the world dinner that they had or whatever.
Mhm.
And you like, I feel like you really believe that these characters have bonded over this experience and like
Yeah.
truly do feel for each other and like truly do want to spend these last moments that they have together. You know?
What was the time from when they met? Was it 6 months, 4 months?
Yes.
Till the world ended? Yeah,
I
6
thought it was
months.
6 months at the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, 6 months in a high pressure situation would totally, honestly, a couple weeks in a high pressure like situation would do that.
Yeah.
Let alone 6 months.
Yeah,
Which I did like. And it's like they came to terms with everything together, and then they're like, hey, we tried. Like she even says it, Jennifer Lawrence in the end. She's like, hey, she says it right. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, we tried, and he's like,
She's
yeah.
like,
we
I'm
did.
thankful for us trying.
And then he like reiterates like, yeah, we fucking did. And like I think in that moment it's like, yeah, they really, that's why they came together, because they even were doing that other where they were all in the office like working together. Like they literally gave it all they got. And it's cool that they spent their last moments together. I admit, I just think it's a fantastic film. Like I'm really trying to wrap my head around.
Funny. It got you thinking.
I feel like the pacing is good. Like, I mean, for a movie that does what it does, like I feel like it spends enough time on what it needs to spend the time on, and then it pushes the story forward.
Yeah. I mean, I can rationalize how people don't like this movie because we just got off of 4 years of doing nothing but talking about politics. I mean, I don't agree with them at all. I think, that kind of shit is always important to have in the back of your mind because it changes your day to day. The people who are making the rules are, of course, going to fuck with your life at some point down the line. So, like, you should never be tired of thinking about who's leading you, right? But, like, that has to be the reason that people don't like this movie is because they're like, oh, my God, just another movie talking about, how bad Trump is or how important fucking, like, global warming is or whatever. Like, I truly believe those people who gave this movie a really bad rating or said that you shouldn't see it just didn't give it a fair shot or didn't analyze it critically. They let too much of their own personal biases.
You're too biased.
Yeah, and I think so. It's the combination of real life. It's a combination of Adam McKay, and then you have Leo starring, who's one of the biggest people there is about global warming. Like, there's no way they could have walked into this movie, and I didn't know what the movie was about. So, like, I think that's what helped me. So when I watched it, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. So as it was unfolding, but like, I'm sure the people that looked into it, they knew McKay. Like, I didn't even know he directed it. I knew Leo was in this movie, but I didn't know what it was about. Like, so there was just so much where I looked at it with open eyes and I enjoyed it. And even the second time, I had just as much fun watching this movie the second time as I did the first time.
Yeah.
It was a really good watch, man. I'm glad we ended it on this one.
I'm telling you, now that we've really made it to the end, I truly don't believe next week's lineup will even be able to touch the way that we laid this week out.
I'd have to look at it again. Though,
sure, the movies might be better, but the layout,
the watch order, dude, it can't even hold a candle.
Perfect.
Like the way that we start on a high and we go through the roller coaster of those middle three movies and then end on the high again. It's unbeatable. I truly do believe we did something special.
Dude.
Yeah. I think the three of us really did something special with the way that we laid these movies out. And I'm not even overhyping it, I don't think.
I think too, though,
it was more or less you two.
But between the movies we watched and between the knowledge we had, we were a fucking brain trust.
That's what I'm saying. I think we could be a 3-man fucking writer-director crew. We can make something.
We could.
I truly do.
We just need Timothy Chalamet, man.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett. We need Ron
and
Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah. And a $90 million budget.
Dude, honestly, people are making movies for less. I think our issue would just be getting the actors.
And even then, we could make someone explode.
Yeah.
We could find somebody.
But man, I love this movie, man. This shit was so good. And like the joke that kept on coming back was like the Jennifer Lawrence, like, he's a 3-star general.
Yeah, dude, it was so good, dude.
Why do he charge us?
Why would he ask for money?
Why would he do that?
The snacks are free.
But there's just some things they do that are so subtle too that I love. So when the cowboy senator like gets nominated, there's the big old thing where he doesn't, and then as you're watching the movie, you see him get sworn in because it's like that happens. There'll be a scandal, but because other big scandals happen, we stop paying attention to it, and then these people end up in office. Like there's just so many little subtleties where I'm like, this is fantastic.
It's just too good. Too damn good.
And then the president was like, let's call it 70%. Come on.
Yeah. Well, that's like the way it was during coronavirus, where they were just like, they were throwing out these random ass numbers, random ass dates, even though they had science to back things up. They were just going to be like, hey, let's go with this because the people would like it a little better.
Maybe.
There's no way.
But I don't
There's no way Trump could have came out and been like, hey, this might last 6 months. He had to be like, they were like, hey, say it could last 6 months, even though.
Yeah. But I think it's important, too, though, to draw the parallels between, like, the CDC and Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Yeah. Because while the administration was putting out those phony numbers, the CDC was trying to be as accurate as possible.
True.
Yeah. I had this shit peer-reviewed.
I just didn't want to get the CDC's messaging and the administration's messaging mixed, right? Because, that was a crazy parallel. The fact that like art imitated life, imitated art like that is wild as fuck. Because people just didn't want to listen to the facts.
Yeah, but the problem with real life, like in this movie, where it's like, oh, okay, because you see where they're like on their side, and then something goes wrong, and then they change their tune. Because it's anything with the CDC when they said, hey, this is what we need to do, and then because science changed, the virus changed, they changed their stance on certain things.
Science
People were like, I'm not going to believe this.
Science never changed. The findings changed.
Yeah, but I mean, once the virus changes, that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
But like once that changed, and then they were like, hey, let's go with these different like protocols. People were like, I can't trust them. And in this movie, it does it where they're like, oh, well, they said it was 100%. Now you're saying it's 90%. Like, oh, I never said this. I never said that. So it's not like a direct comparison, but there are similarities.
Yeah, because even like the numbers were wrong because the Apple guy was like, no, my people say that this is 100% factual, that it will blow it up. And it's like, no, there's lies happening here.
Yeah, and then he just put out false numbers because he's like, hey, everyone looking at this said this doesn't work. And then even his thing like, oh, I know how you die. It's like oh, 96%. Like, yeah, sure, he got Meryl Streep right, but he told him you're gonna die alone with around nobody you love, when he died around all the people that love him.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly I think it's showing you what happens if you just like if you follow like the tech giants or whatever, right? Instead of following the scientists, following the people who genuinely do care, as opposed to the people who are just giving you what you want, which I think is like a really big theme of this movie. Is like life isn't going to be perfect, and like if you just keep having yes men around you, it'll never be perfect.
Because even when he's like, because that guy is a scientist and a businessman, but the thing is,
he's more of a businessman.
He's more of a businessman.
Yeah, but like it's
because Steve Jobs wasn't a scientist. Like Steve Jobs wasn't the techie, which is what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the Steve Jobs of it, right?
He's supposed to be a Bezos, Steve Jobs,
right?
Elon
well, I guess
Musk.
If I made an assumption that he had some kind of background, but if we're going off real characters that he's clearly like related
Based
to, then
of,
sure,
yeah.
Then like okay, no, but like he gets so offended by that, where it's like, oh, you're saying I'm just a businessman, and it's just like, yeah, because you're making all your decisions based on business,
right? Yeah.
So I know. So I was like, so then when he did that, I was like, is he like an actual like tech science guy? Like, what?
He thought he was way more than what he actually is, which is a businessman.
Yeah, he's just a shyster. He's like Stanton Carlisle, essentially, is what it is. He just puts on a fucking good face and everybody loves it, until everything blows up on him.
I mean, he had the money to back it up, is why he was allowed to do what he did. Money talks at the end of the day.
Right.
I mean, no way.
They call him a gold, platinum, whatever, donor or whatever.
No way that actually happens. No way that actually happens in real life. Like, no way.
But there are parallels to things like that happening in real life, though. There are summits where the richest people in the world come together and talk about things where you don't know what they're talking about.
No way fucking Elon Musk was invited to the White House briefings. Super secret.
No, you're right, but like he might have. I mean, he trades on insider knowledge. Like, sure, if it's a world-ending thing, you're right. That is where it becomes parody. That's where it becomes satire.
Yeah.
But like, he gets knowledge about what's happening with the government before anybody else. That's why he makes big trades. Just like any other billionaire, they have knowledge that you and I don't.
But celebrities today have more power when it comes to politics than ever before. Like, you had literally Kim Kardashian going to the White House with Donald Trump and getting people like their sentences
talking
commuted.
about prison reform.
Yeah. So like, it's like, obviously it's like, yes, it's not to the level, but it's like you see like, wow,
I guess, that's
it's
true.
not too far. But yeah, I do not think Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos would be like, hey, I need that minerals.
I need us to blow up that rock because there's precious minerals and I can make more phones with it. But like
I don't even think Trump would do that.
I don't think he would. If he got enough money, he absolutely would. Are you kidding me? It's all about the art of the deal.
That's all about
the deal. Don't think that not for a minute I wouldn't win, because I would win.
But it's about the prospect of money. Like, Trump wants that money up front. Now, if they upfronted him,
you are 100% giving that man more benefit than he deserves, because he'd be like, you're telling me there's money in that rock? Let's blow up the rock. I want the money. Give me the money. I want the pussy. I want the money. I want the weed. That's all I need.
I don't know, man. The risk of like, and I mean, obviously it's too far from an extreme.
This dude also said that fucking don't take the vaccines at first. He said don't take them. The vaccines, we don't know what's in them. Don't. I got it, but you shouldn't.
Like, yeah, but he took it himself because if he thought he would die from this meteor, there's no way he'd let that meteor hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Some bleach. Ingest the bleach.
You're agreeing with me in in principle, but not in the words you're saying.
Yeah.
He would 100% blow that rock up. 100%. He would not be
that's
like
that. Okay, that's the point I want to make. That he would blow the rock up. Like I don't
Right.
even think it gets to here to try to harvest the minerals.
Yeah,
though.
but you were saying that he would wait for the money. He wouldn't. He'd be like, "There's money in that rock. Blow that bitch up. You'll give me the money when it gets here." You know, he wouldn't be like, "Let's wait to blow up the rock until I see some cash."
But I'm assuming the science on that, right? They couldn't, because that's what I was thinking as the movie was going on. Though I was like, why didn't they just hit that shit sooner?
Because they did.
Well,
Because
they
weren't
were.
thinking about it. They weren't gonna. Yeah, but like they had to give him time to design like the things to blow up the rock and shit like that. Like the whole point of the movie was like, oh well, let's just give it more time. Let's wait to see what happens. Let's wait.
Yeah.
Let's wait.
I mean,
Sit
yeah,
tight
they
and
literally say
assess.
that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
so stupid.
But like that's why they didn't blow it up sooner, because he was like, wait, actually we did some research on the rock and it's got things we want. Like if they had just blown it up, he'd have never done the research,
Yeah.
right?
Because I mean, yeah, that's true. Because there's a throwaway line where it's like, oh, the Russia, China, and someone else didn't do their plan until after they said, hey, you're not getting any of this rock money. Then they decided to try to blow it up themselves.
Yeah.
Because they were waiting for them to do it, and we're like, all right, well, I'll get our share if it falls in my waters.
Right.
And then I'm assuming they were like, no, it's all ours.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the movie does really well, I feel like, making the rules of the world and sticking to it. Like, nobody, I don't think, acts out of character for the most part. Even though I don't like the way Leo was a douchebag, I agree that I don't think he acted out of character. Someone who is riding that high of being famous, I also think he would probably give into it.
Because
But,
even
like-
when they're at dinner, they bring it up again where they're like, oh, he got real famous for a minute. And he's like, oh, yeah. Because, like, it's true.
Yeah, but like they just do such a great job of making a world and making sure everybody is being realistic to the world and not acting weird or
because even
unrealistic.
when people act like out of, I guess, character, you would say, like, let's say Jennifer Lawrence's character, where she's like, all right, whatever with this guy. Like, she never was a, like, I want to get married type person or anything like that. But it's like, but the world's coming to the fucking end. Like, it changes your perspective on things.
Right.
Like, I felt like everything was justified. Everything every character did was justified based on their character that was set up.
So this was nominated for editing, best picture, screenplay, score. I don't really remember the score that much.
Yeah, I don't remember the score at all.
But fuck
What's categorized as score again? That's the one I always don't like.
just background music.
Okay.
So like yeah, it's like the music that plays over any scene in the background, right?
Maybe
Or
for
like,
Ariana Grande, dude.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, that song was a pop, but nothing really stood out for me.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's probably the only one that I'm like, meh, maybe they didn't have enough in this original score.
Leo
Even
didn't get
bother.
nominated?
Nope. He did not.
Fuck no, dude. He got his one. He's done, dude.
It was Javi, Benedict, Andrew, Will, and Denzel. It's because Denzel.
Yeah.
And apparently
Denzel always
'cause-
gets nominated, though.
I mean, Being the Ricardos is rated better in the critics, which is really weird. I don't know. This movie's just a weird one, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess this movie sucks, dude.
It must. I mean, it definitely doesn't deserve to be in the pantheon that is the rest of these movies, apparently.
And you know what's so crazy, though? Because, like, I mean, we're going to see as we watch all movies and even compared to other movies we've watched throughout the year.
Yeah.
As of right now, these 5, I wouldn't want to have watched another movie. Like, I would rather have watched this movie. Like, if I was like, I only can watch one. Like, I got $5, go watch a movie.
Out of these 5 movies, you would pick Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I would pick Dune.
I would
maybe.
pick Dune 100%.
My only issue with Dune would be the fact is, like, the story's still going on.
Sure, but, like, you know that already.
Yeah.
So, like, you can go into it remembering that, and you just look at other things.
And at least they tell you right up front, dude. Part 1.
Yeah, but they said that shit. I already bought the ticket. They didn't tell me. They didn't put it on the poster.
I think this movie is, with rewatching it, I feel like it's a little more doom and gloom, though. Whereas, like, Dune is, like, a little more removed from reality. So it's like, oh, I don't feel as bad because there's no such thing as an Arrakis.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, all these things are way too real and Don't Look Up.
I think though with Dune, like the second time I did like Dune like better, but like I think I like this movie like watching it the first and second time still better than the first time I watched Dune. But like that second time I watched Dune because I already knew what was gonna happen,
Right.
I was able to enjoy more of this other stuff.
I
But even
think-
with this movie, I was looking at all this background stuff that I didn't pay attention to the first time.
Yeah, but I think the shock and awe of this movie definitely helps. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, like, the first time you watch this movie is wild. Because you're just
Dude,
like, what
I
the
love
fuck,
movies like
dude?
that though.
Yeah.
I love movies that I'm just like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I have it like rated higher because the first time you watch this movie, and then because I already knew it was rated low, I was just like, why am I enjoying this so much?
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't look up anything before I went into this movie. I was just like, oh, people are just talking about it, so I should probably just watch it
Yeah.
just to be in the zeitgeist.
And it was like number 1 on Netflix for a minute, so it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
but like,
But everything's number 1 on Netflix for a
Yeah.
minute.
yeah.
Although it did the film set a new record for the most viewing hours in a single week on Netflix, and it went on to become the second most watched movies on Netflix within 28 days of release.
That's wild. It deserves
I think that's
it,
more to
though.
do with the cast.
Yeah, probably.
The first one being Red Notice.
Also to do with the cast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third, Bird Box.
But that movie was like a social thing where people
Fourth.
there was like
It's
the
a
bird lock box
phenomenon.
challenge and all that.
Extraction.
That's
one with Hemsworth.
Yeah, the Chris
Yeah,
Hemsworth
Hemsworth.
movie.
Yeah.
That's wild.
5, Unforgivable with Sandra Bullock.
Damn,
Hey, Sandra Bullock has 2 of the
Sandra
5.
on the
A lot
shit,
of people
dude.
were talking about that movie. I've never seen it, but there was a lot of talk about that movie.
Yeah, I won't ever watch it.
6, Irishman.
That movie's long. I'm surprised.
was
Shit, I still haven't watched it.
That was a
I
Netflix
enjoyed
movie?
it, but it's long.
The Irishman, yeah.
Yeah, it got nominated for Best Picture this year.
No, I know.
The
I just
Kissing
didn't know it was
Booth
on
2.
Netflix.
Man, I see the first Kissing Booth, and like I like the young adult movies, and the first one I was like, okay, I get behind it. That second one fucking sucks.
I
And
think
there's
Same
like
as both watch, so.
I think you're in the minority for that, though. I think people who like that series like all 3 of them.
The third one
And
came out
then
already, or is it
8.
coming out?
I thought it did.
8 is
I
6
could be wrong.
Underground with Ryan Reynolds.
That movie's too actiony for me. Like that movie's all action.
Hurry up and go through these
number
last
9,
two so we can
Spencer
end this. 'cause-
Confidential,
this
and then
is
number
nothing.
10, Enola Holmes.
Oh. Those
No,
kid
that's
movies
it.
be doing it, I guess.
That has a good cast too, though.
Number 11, Army of the Dead. Number 12, The Old Guard.
No, we
number
don't
13,
want that.
Murder
We
Mystery.
need the top 10. Fuck those other 3. I'm going to cut that. All right. Favorite part. Somebody else go.
The whole fucking movie, dude. I loved it. I'm not
Wow.
gonna lie, man. I love Adam McKay, I think. He makes
Same,
bangers.
honestly.
He makes bangers.
I love the
Uh,
satire. I love the
yeah.
humor. I loved Leo. I love Jennifer Lawrence.
I love when Jennifer Lawrence freaks out, and just the way the population reacts to her is so funny. And I just love how true a lot of that shit is.
Yeah. So is that both of your guys' favorite parts?
Yep.
Okay. I think all right, I wrote down here my favorite part is the acting, 100%, and then the use of real world superstars as influencers in the world, and then of course the ending because the ending just
Dude,
slaps.
Kid Cudi doesn't get enough love, dude. Any movie I've seen with him, he does a lot of independent stuff. He's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait for X. I feel like that's gonna be the make or break on whether or not he really gets into more movies.
There's a and I'll tell you about it later. I can't think of the name of it right now though, but he does a movie. It's another end of the world type movie, and he's really good.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting, at least. Least favorite part. I'll go first on this one because I think I'm the
CGI.
one who likes this the worst. I was gonna say the length and the repetitiveness, because the whole movie is the same thing. It's just them
Yeah.
telling people, "Hey, shit's gonna explode." People
Mhm.
going, "No, it won't. No."
Huh?
I mean,
No.
some of the running gags where I'm I don't know if I need more of them, but the bag over the head thing, I don't know, it
Yeah.
cracked me up. And it's
Those-
did they need to do it that much? I don't know, but
No, but didn't it follow the rule of threes though?
yeah,
they did it.
it's
3
her
times.
twice and him once.
Yeah, which is perfect. That's literally comedy
Yeah.
gold, and I loved that. But the movie started to weigh on me just a little bit towards if we were gonna put it into 5 chapters like Power of the Dog, that chapter 4, I was like, all right, guys,
Yeah.
let's fucking
Dude, a
wrap
lot of
this
these
shit
fucking
up.
movies have been put into chapters lately.
I know it's really weird. So you said CGI, Eric. Which part in particular were you like this?
Just
sucks?
like everything. Everything kind of looked doo-doo.
Yeah, but it's a Netflix movie, you know.
Yeah. And Adam McKay doesn't really care about that. He probably just wanted the story.
Right.
Yeah, he's like a writer type director.
James?
I don't even really know if I have a least favorite part. Like, I really do just enjoy this movie like throughout.
But yeah, the CGI is just a nitpick. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the repetitiveness thing is a nitpick too because this movie is great.
Like, because I get what you're saying, where some parts could say, like, oh, maybe they didn't need this, it felt a little long or whatever. But, like, I think I don't know what's, like, the joke. Like, some stuff I'm like, is this a part of the joke?
Yeah, I could see that.
So, like, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, so how long is it?
138.
No, it's not only an hour and 38 minutes. There's no fucking way.
No,
Oh,
38 minutes.
I was like, Eric, you're crazy if you think this is only an hour and a half. Okay, yeah, so 2 hours and 18 minutes. Could they have cut this down to an hour 45?
I don't think so.
No?
I think 2 hours, yeah. I think they could have cut off 18 minutes.
The 20 minutes? I mean, 20 minutes is a lot of time, though.
Mm-hmm. To get because if it was a pure comedy, sure.
Yeah.
But because a pure
Social
comedy, an
commentary.
hour 45, I think is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think straight comedy should be 2-hour movies.
No.
You can't tell enough jokes.
Yeah. All right. Questions. Would we rent it? No.
No.
Would we buy this movie physically? No.
No.
Would you buy it digitally? No.
No.
Nope.
Would you buy this in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu?
I would, because I could see myself rewatching this movie.
Yeah, why not?
I would not. I'm always going to have Netflix. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it.
Yeah.
Now, if Netflix is shutting down, I guess. Nah, I wouldn't, because one of y'all are going to buy it, so I wouldn't even bother. I'd be like, hey, man, let me sign into your Vudu, bro. Let me get it.
Shit. We might, though, because the problem we're going to run into next week. And a problem we almost ran into this week.
I think next week we're going to just buy it on the
That's what I'm thinking.
the Google account and just be done with it. Would we put this on in the background while people are over?
I
No.
would. I think this movie's a fun time.
I wouldn't.
You think it's a fun time though?
I do. I think the jokes carry the like doom and gloom. Like I think there's enough funny. And based on how you look at things politically, the stuff that is like doom and gloom, you're just gonna like make fun of them anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I could see that. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm a hard no.
It depends on your political like
Yeah, I'm a no.
I don't even think. I mean, we don't know too many people who'd be like, "Oh, I'll put this libtard shit off," you know. But yeah, I could see that. I don't know if I'm hanging out with people like that though. You know.
Me, dude? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I see you paying your
Yeah,
taxes, man.
you're liberal. I'm moderate. Eric's conservative. You know,
Far right. He's almost alt right, I guess you could say.
I'm so right. I'm so right. I'm left. Dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, you
honestly.
come right back around. You're the old school Democrat, is what you are. You're the Democrat before the name switch.
makes sense.
And would we recommend? Fuck yeah.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
99.7%.
No, I don't know anybody who I wouldn't recommend this to. Because even
I think anybody could find something in this movie, like even if it's just the jokes.
I think since it's making fun of people who would be like, "Oh, I'm not looking up. Don't look up, brother." I think they would not like this movie because they're like, I'm being made fun of. You know what I mean? But I would still recommend it to those people just to fucking dunk on them, you know?
I would just want to see how they would react to it.
Right. Yeah. I'd want them to come back and be like, "Hey, man, what the fuck? Why'd you tell me to watch that shit? You believe that?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I look up."
Yeah.
You better believe I'd be looking up.
I'm Chris Evans, dude. Hey, up and down pin, man.
All right, ratings. I'm gonna go first because I think you guys are gonna blow me out of the water. I give this 8 Meryl Streep ass cheeks out of 10.
They were clapping in the wind.
Clapping when she got swooped up.
Yeah, she got fucked up.
I give this 9 out of 10 bags over the head.
I'll give it 9.5 out of 10. We're all gonna fucking die.
Am I not explaining myself?
This might be the movie you've rated the highest. I I don't.
This
I don't
this would
even
go
think
down as
you
being like
gave-
one of my favorite movies of all time. Like no cap.
I
Like
don't.
Damn.
I don't think you gave Moneyball a 9.5.
no, because as much as I love Brad Pitt and I love Moneyball, like there's not as much to like. I watch Moneyball all the time,
Right.
but like I feel like after like 2 watches of Moneyball, I've seen it all. Like in this movie, because of the jokes and the subtleties of like things behind the scenes,
Yeah.
like I feel like you could find more in
Huh.
it watching all the times. And I think as society changes and like politics change, looking back at this could kind of give you a new like light on it.
That's interesting. Huh.
But I love this movie.
Yeah,
This movie's great, man.
it is.
Yeah.
Out of the 5 films you watched,
Oh, yeah, now we got to go into it. Okay.
it's my number 1.
Wow.
I also put it as number 1.
Okay, so our rankings.
How's this not your number 1, dude?
Our rankings go as follows then. I mean, I didn't rate this higher than Dune. I thought I made it pretty painfully apparent that I would rather watch Dune over this movie 100% of the time. Dune is my movie. Like, Dune is just my type of movie. I love
and that
Dune.
is that's the issue there when it comes to like lists, like in general, and
Yeah.
like my top 10, because like I'm gonna have King Richard, like even though we haven't watched it, higher. I can guarantee it because it's a
Yeah.
sports movie.
I
like-
would bet on that you'd have it
And-
higher too.
And if you look at stuff like I've always said I'm not big on like space movies, like
Yeah.
even space operas. So like if it wasn't for Guardians of the Galaxy, like which is its own thing, which not like the other ones, I wouldn't even like space movies.
Yeah, which is like totally the opposite for me.
Yeah.
Like even just rewatching Dune this time, I was like, I
Because
fucking
like I don't
love
like
this
Star Wars, I
shit.
don't like Star Trek, like I don't like futuristic space movies.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just like movies that like when I walk out of the theater, I just like, what did I just watch, man? This shit was fucking bonkers. And
I
like
mean-
going to sleep yesterday, I was like, holy fuck, that shit was funny as
But
hell.
I think these movies, a lot of them have like their endings are pretty solid, and I think their endings are like they have you thinking like, whoa, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, and I think that's why what helps them be like remembered and why they get nominated.
Yeah, I mean, even other than Nightmare Alley, which I feel like didn't say anything, I think 4 of these 5 movies had statements, and they made the statements, and they like either, well, in Dune's case, set up something even bigger that like gets you excited to see another one. And in the case of the other 3 movies, they really left you thinking. Like Power of Dog was not my favorite movie ever, but it left me thinking. And I was like,
Yeah.
and even explaining it, because Alex didn't want to watch that movie, and I don't blame her. But I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Fuck, that movie's
I don't.
metal as fuck."
Yeah,
It is
I
so
don't think
wild.
it's a fun watch, but I think
Yeah.
it is worth a watch.
Yeah,
And sometimes movies are like that. Sometimes it's like, hey, I'm gonna watch this movie once, and it's not gonna like. It's not that I'm not gonna enjoy it, but it's not gonna give me the same feels as a popcorn movie. Like these aren't like
Right.
blockbuster movies. You're not gonna get the same emotions out of them.
yeah. Okay, so our ratings are: Eric's number 1 is Don't Look Up. Number 2 is Dune. Number 3 is Power of Dog. Number 4 is West Side Story, and number 5 is Nightmare Alley. James's number 1 is Don't Look Up. Number 2 is, what is your number 2? Dune? Did you leave Dune up as number 1?
Dune is
Okay.
two, yeah.
Dune
I actually
is
like
number
Dune, even
2.
though I don't like those type of movies.
Yeah. Nightmare Alley is number 3.
Mhm.
Power of Dog is number 4. West Side Story is number 5.
Power of Dog I have higher than Nightmare Alley,
No, you don't. We talked about that, I thought.
No, I think I thought you said.
but now I changed my mind.
Okay, so now
okay.
so now the order is, I mean, this is the time to do it, because after we end this podcast, that's it. You don't get to make no changes. So it's number 1 is Don't Look Up. Number 2 is
Yes.
Dune.
Yes.
Number 3 is Power of the Dog. Number 4 is
Yes.
Nightmare Alley, and number 5
Yes.
is West Side Story.
Correct.
My list is Dune number 1, Don't Look Up number 2, Power of the Dog is number 3, West Side Story is number 4, Nightmare Alley number 5. I liked West Side Story, but I
So
think
I mean, you just have the first flipped.
Yeah.
Joey, then.
Yep. Man, what if? Oh my God. what
And
if-
my list is probably nowhere near yours.
no,
I
yours
think
is all
only
fucked
Dune.
up. Yeah. No, not even, because me and you don't share the Dune.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
Dune is number 1 for me, so yours
Yeah.
is totally different than mine for the most part.
That's awesome.
So,
but none of us are really saying these are like bad movies. I mean,
I said Nightmare Alley is a
you
bad
guys are
movie.
saying are a bad movie,
Yeah.
but I'm also really saying but that's why West Side Story for me is 5 because I really just don't care. Like, I was bored.
Yeah. So then if we had to choose a best picture just off of these 5 movies, let's say we all break our jaws and we can't do another podcast next week or the week after that. We have to pick from these 5 movies. You guys are saying Don't Look Up should win best picture.
So are we going off what we would vote for best picture or what do we think is going to win?
Let's do what we think is going to win because we rated it in the movies we like best. And theoretically, the number 1 should win in our hearts.
Yeah.
So what you think will win? I mean, it's Power of the Dog, right?
I think so. Yeah, that would be my if it was these 5, yes.
You think Dune's too blockbustery?
Yeah,
100%.
There's no way it wins best picture. Even when we look at next week's movies, there's no fucking way it's gonna win best picture.
Nah.
And I
think the winner's gonna be in next week's.
I also think so. I think the artsy movies are really next week, other than Power of the Dog.
Yeah, if without even seeing Belfast, if I had to be based on name alone, that would have been my pick. Like at Blind, I was I had to pick one movie because it'd be Belfast.
But yeah, Power of the Dog is
it's the most Oscar type movie.
Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah, but I do want Dune to win.
I want Dune to win too. I think Dune is such a spectacle.
I think it's too blockbustery.
I want Don't Look Up to win. Just
pick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want Don't Look Up to win because it's not rated well by either, and it's so political. And I would love for the Oscar panel to go totally against the grain. They're not going to.
I don't think a comedy's ever won Best Picture. Has it?
It would have to be what's that guy's name that married his daughters or something.
No, he would not have won Best Picture. Oh, I know who you're talking about though, but I don't think he's ever won.
Because he does rom-coms. He'd be the only one that I think that would have won.
I'm looking it up right now.
This week was excellent, dude.
The following have been the only comedies to ever win Best Picture. It Happened One Night in 1934. You Can't Take It With You in 1938, and Going My Way in 1944, which was a musical comedy. So no modern comedy has ever won Best Picture.
Damn.
But I mean, even in the modern era, blockbusters have been nominated. So it's mostly just period pieces, biopics are the main go-tos.
Yeah.
So Dune even being nominated is actually pretty good.
Yeah, but after they nominated Black Panther, I think it just opened up the doors for blockbusters in general.
Mm-hmm.
To just be nominated. Annie Hall was nominated, though. It just didn't win.
And that's considered, is that a rom-com or is considered?
I think it's a comedy first and then a romance movie second. Okay.
Because that's the only one I could think of the ones I know that have had prestigious accolades.
Yeah, but fuck Woody Allen. He's a bitch.
Ooh.
Dude.
Fuck him. Weird, I hope he comes after me so I can fight his ass.
Allegedly.
Nah. What? Allegedly I'd fight him? He's an old man. I'd whoop his ass.
Yeah,
I'd
fuck
hope his
so,
world up. Yeah, you never know, though. He might put some fucking hands on me. He might land a couple good blows and I'd be like, oh, I'm stuck.
Dude, hit you with a poison dart at first. Yeah.
Is this how you stole your fucking stepdaughter, you son of a bitch? Okay, so next week we're doing part 2 of the Best Picture nominees. I'm going to get the list so that we can say the list in the order that we're watching it. Just had to scroll past.
It's
Bathwater.
Drive My Car.
Yep.
Coda. Licorice Pizza. King Richard and Belfast.
I don't think that lineup's going to be in the correct order. I'm gonna just tell you guys right now. I don't think
after watching these movies and hearing those titles, I don't think so either.
No, we're gonna be on a much worse ride. We're really starting with Drive My Car, huh? That's what we decided on.
I want to just get it over with because I don't like musicals. Having to watch a musical.
No. Drive My Car is not a musical. It's a family drama.
So Coda's a musical.
A 3-hour-long family drama.
How are we gonna watch?
That's an Oscar movie.
Apple TV.
We're just I'll start my free trial of Apple TV. It doesn't matter.
Oh wait, I have Apple TV. Never mind.
Well, there you go. If Apple
I know how I'm
TV,
watching it.
If Apple TV is listening, we're not gonna watch it on Eric's account. So don't.
No, you're not. You're gonna start your trial.
Apple TV is weird though with the things though. You have to like add to the family share plan, and it's not like.
You're right. I'll pirate it. JK.
We'll watch it
Licorice
somehow.
Pizza.
You could buy licorice pizza.
Oh, okay.
$20. I was just gonna buy it on the Google account.
Look, the other ones we could rent for like $4.99 anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
We should probably figure that out like Monday.
Man, keep it going, boys. Times are hard. The world's gonna explode. If Yellowstone pops off, we're gonna be in nuclear winter or whatever. Just keep it going. Keep moving. You're doing well. You're doing good out there. We love you.
Just sit at a table while everything's fucking up.
I'll hold hands while it all explodes.
Eat some store-bought apple pie.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. We love you guys.
Better.
Bye.
Bye.